Welcome to the Only Male Cruise Show, the podcast. I am the only Male Cruise. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, replay gang, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. Copyright disclaimer regarding fair use is in full effect. The views and opinions expressed in this show, you guessed it, they're all mine. Let's go to work. Welcome to the Only Male Cruise Show, the podcast. I am the only male cruise. Y'all, if you guys are staying on top of it, the verdict is in. They haven't read it yet. Shout out to Baby Shay. Y'all do like Baby Shay say. Shout out to Rug. I think I'm saying it right. Thanks for pulling up, y'all. Got a number one mod in the house, Alan Browning. Shout out to you, Alan Browning. Pretty girl, ALT. Yeah, they got the verdict in. I know everybody and their mama is pulling a good verdict watch. Oh, Jesus have mercy, y'all. What's it gonna be? So, it's just too much. It's too much. And what you say, pretty girl, I bet he is nervous as heck. He probably is. And then you know that they came back and said something about he's got a leg injury. So now how did that happen? What happened there? Marsha says the judge is forcing a conviction. You know what? That's what I was trying to figure out. I don't know if that's the case or not. I do believe that he's trying to rush it. But what I'm about to do, y'all, is share this screen, and we are about to take a look at this Twitter real good and see as soon as they drop it. Let me hit the system audio too, just in case we get some video feed coming through. Let's see. Jason Meisner, I tell you, he's just not to be liked. That's all I got to say. Shout out to Larry Hawkins. Let's see. Shout out to Melissa, girl. You know you over there. Melissa, you know you over there on Twitter clowning. And girl, I'm nervous too. I'm so nervous. I don't know what to do. This girl right here, this Megan, she needs to shut up somewhere and sit down. She's nerve-wracking. Let me see if there's a way I can zoom this in and make it tighter. So y'all know I'll be in school, and so that's why I've been like some of the motions. We knew that the judge was going to rule on them the very next day in court. So what's the point? That's why. Okay, jurors deliberated less than 11 hours. I'm just going to be looking at this. Okay, so if they convict these men, they have to have low IQs with the stories we heard. There was no evidence or facts. Even the videos weren't authentic. Anybody can say anything when they go to jail. Absolutely. I don't know. Anybody have any idea what you guys think is going to come back? Anybody got a feeling about what the actual verdict is going to be? Gee, Louise, I'm so nervous. I am so nervous. And you know what? I ain't even going to ask y'all, do y'all want me to drop the link? I'm just about to drop it. And hopefully somebody can pull up if they want to. That'd be my preference if you did. Let me see here. Hold on, y'all. That'd be my preference if you did. Here we go. Let's just get into the chat. Hold on here. Copy this link real quick. Drop it in the chat. And to take a page out of Conscious TV playbook, mods, if you would, just rotate that StreamYard link while we're live, just in case somebody wants to pull up. Somebody come on up here and sit up here with me real quick, y'all, while this is going on. Gee, many crickets. Let me see. Lay Rosa, free Kales all day. I'm hoping for the best, but ready for the worst. Yeah. Loving life in the house. Thanks for pulling up. Nervous, but hopeful. Yeah, I'm nervous too. The questions were good. It sounded to me like the jury was thinking the way they, with the questions that they had. Matter of fact, while we're still waiting, and everybody and their mama's jumping live now. This is not an original thought to go live right before the actual right before the jury, the verdict just read. Trying to get over here to what some of these questions were. Now, y'all, somebody jump up on the link. Jump up on this link with me. Just a little bit. One time. One time for your mind, all right? So let's see here. It's too much. So the question about the question about videos 2, 3, or 4, which was a trip because there was no video 4. And I'm hoping that that's what the issue was. They're like, well, shoot, we didn't get a video 4, so how we doing this on 4? Let's see. Not guilty. Mr. Kells comes home. Yeah, I hope that this will turn out to be a not guilty, and then as a result, they'll just go ahead and drop that state, the Illinois state, because it's pretty much the same people up and through here. Playing ball. Oh, really? Okay. Right on, pretty girl ALT. Okay, good. I'm glad nobody tried to harm him. That was my concern. So good for that. Stand up and be counted. Shout out to you, girl. Thanks for pulling up. Appreciate y'all. Right. Wasn't a video 4. There was no video 4. So I'm hoping that that's what the jury was like. Well, hell, how the hell are we going to find them on this? And I wish there would have been more questions about, because we know that initially they were trying to figure out, they wanted some additional questions about Tracy. They wanted to see were the hotel documents there, and then her internship documents. So I wish there would have been, or they could have signaled where they were like, what if they lied? What if they said one thing in a grand jury and, in 2008, but then they said something else and, so that's what I was hoping that we would see, some stuff like that. But yeah, back to you, Marcia. I do believe that the judge was really, really trying to rush this process along. And to me, that I wonder if Bongine, if necessary, can do some appeal action on that. Because you're trying to rush somebody's justice just so that you can get a picture taken inside this damn room. Did they show the 4th video? This is what somebody said on Twitter. And then they're trying to tell them, no, it wasn't no video 4. So what you talking about? Let me see. Let me keep going through this. Going through these quick alerts, y'all. Now the link is in the chat. Y'all know I want y'all to come up here real quick. Let me see if I can find Melissa's tweet. Melissa was clowning just a little bit on Twitter, boy. But since we're here, let me go ahead. This is count 6, which was what some of those questions that the jury had were about. Count 6 is, now in the indictment it says, the special May 2019 grand jury further charges paragraphs 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 and 8 of count 5 are also incorporated in count 6, beginning in or around August 2001 and continuing to in or around April 2007 in Chicago and in the Northern District of Illinois, Eastern District of elsewhere. Robert Kelly, all the co-defendants, y'all. Herein did knowingly conspire with each other, individual A, individual B, and others known and unknown to the grand jurors to receive child pornography as defined in Title 18. My thing is if they had put out up, from Jump Street that Van Allen wasn't a minor and that Van Allen and her little clan are the ones that cut the tape up and spread it all around. Could there have been some maybe deeper argument about not even having that, pieces of this count 6 in there? Because Kells didn't do this. Kells didn't conspire with individual A. Individual and A and them conspired with each other and tried to extort Kells and them. That's what really came out in the testimony. Shoot. Stop the madness. Let me see. No video 4. Y'all do like Alan Brown and say, do like she say. The prosecution lied in court about video being shown. And 7. Oh, and seen. Absolutely. Shout out to Dub K in the house. Right. And they also should not be pressured to agree. Right. And that's what, and I wonder, will we hear from this jury after this verdict comes in? Oh, you said, I'm here. I know you in here, girl. Shoot. You in here and on Twitter clowning, girl. Wait, guilty, I'm done. Wait. No, oh, wait, girl. Wait a minute. Drop that link. Where you at? Wait a minute. Hold on. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. Wait a minute. Melissa's breaking news. Reached the verdict. Oh. Melissa, drop that link, baby, because I sure don't see it on here yet. I don't see what the specifics. Ooh, Jiminy. Where's Meisner at? I don't like this student. Oh, breaking. We'll be ready in court soon. What? This note is not good for the defense, particularly Darrell, and you could see it on their faces. Wait a minute, hold on. Where's the source you coming with, Melissa? You said it's oh Lord. Yep, here it comes. They're coming in now. Let me put it up on the screen, y'all. The jury, R. Kelly. Jesus. R. Kelly has been found guilty on counts 1, 2, 3, 9, and 10, and 12. Whew. Co-defendants Darrell. Darrell and Milton Brown have been found not guilty on all counts. Gee, my knee crickets. Can y'all believe it? Whew, poor R. Kelly. Poor R. Kelly. Jesus have mercy. So all that questioning was just to see how they could get Darrell and his All three defendants found not guilty on charges of conspiring to receive child pornography. Well, that's nice. Thanks, jury. R. Kelly found guilty on 3 counts of videotaping himself having sex with Jane. Kelly acquitted on the same charge related to video 4, which is the only video in the indictment jurors did not see. All 3 defendants found not guilty on charges. This is just some unfair ass crap, I'm telling you. It's unfair. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to keep on hitting this refresh. Oh, Lord Jesus. Kelly and Darrell found not guilty on charges they conspired to obstruct in the 2002 Cook County case. It's just doing too much. They quick on the draw coming up with these. I want to appreciate y'all for sitting here and being here with me while we go through these indictments, or as you will, the reading of the verdict. Oh man, R. Kelly found not guilty on counts 4 through 8. Co-defendant Darrell McDavid not guilty on all obstruction charges. Co-defendant Milton Brown also found not guilty. Let me see, because there was something else that pulled up. Oh, Lord Jesus. It's a lot. What's this girl saying? Oh, I hate all these reporters. Kelly found guilty on all three out of 5 counts of enticement of a minor, acquitted on the other 2 counts. Girl, be more specific. Oh, Lord Jesus. I don't know. I have no idea what's going to happen next. Other than the fact that we know Bonjean going to get up on it, file for appeal, and argue. It's just a shame that all this has to happen. It's just a shame all this has to happen. There's no video 4. This is why I have dual residency in Ghana. Guilty on child porn, which wouldn't have been a thing, but the one who really pulled all that out of there, Van Allen. Let's see. This is just BS. This is not right. Guilty on CP, not guilty on counts 4 through 8. Let me see here. Yeah, thank you, Princess. Appreciate all y'all dropping in the facts as you know it. It is crazy, baby Shay. It is crazy. Where's the damn justice? Absolutely right. Island Browning. Wow. So once again, everything falls on R. Kelly, which is unfair. They all need to be charged. The only thing what I'm understanding is I'm trying to see what they said where Darrell was found guilty. Um, Found not guilty. All three defendants found not guilty on conspiring to receive. Yeah, there's going to be some more specifics coming out. Um, I don't even know. I guess they'll, this transcript will be read or will certainly be available tomorrow. So I hope Rashana's apartment gets bid. Oh, ain't that something? Ain't that something? It's too much. It's too much. It's sad. Yeah, so I'm sure that there are some people that have been in court today that, are going to have some more detail. I just certainly wanted to be live at least to see what what the verdict was going to be, whether it was guilty, not guilty. But it looks like Darrell's punk ass is getting ready to be free with his exaggerating ass on the stand. I'm sick with him. Let me go through here again and just see if we got any more updates. Something very specific. A verdict has been reached. Shut up, Jason Meisner. We don't like you. Judge Lennon Weber. Oh man, it's just sad. Oh man, it's just too much. Poor Kels. Kels found guilty. Counts 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, and 12. Co-defendants Darrell McDavid and Milton Brown have been found not guilty on all counts. So now whatever money that Kels got off with, that Darrell got away with, that ass gonna be making it rain in somebody's strip club, allegedly. Okay? This is just out of control. Not guilty on all counts. How can you find Darrell? Oh, Lord Jesus. Ooh. All right, y'all. That's what it is. There's going to be more detail. We know that's coming out. I don't have class tonight, so I may come back live if we can get some specifics. But shit, we know all we need to know. One count of guilty for R. Kelly is just too damn much. And somewhere in the indictment there is going to be, and I'll try to find it, y'all. But I'm still working on this paper that's due in a couple of weeks. But I believe in the indictment, it does say, shout out to Stephanie Luke. I'm sorry, Steph. I said hi to you in my mind, but didn't say it verbally. Shout out to you, girl. The indictment will provide, let me see if I can do that while I got y'all here. Y'all be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Because the indictment will say each count what the term, if found guilty, what the term will be. Let me see if I can find it while I got y'all with me real quick. 2019 indictment. Let's see, can we? Oh man. I hate trying to do a show on the fly because I don't be let me try this real quick. Because I don't be having all my stuff together, and y'all know I don't like to be not together. Right? So let's check this out real quick. All right, here's some indictment action going on. This is 2019 indictment. What I'm going to try to do is see if I can scroll down here and find where it says what the charges, based on the charges, how much time that would be. This government has a lot of nerve. They knew damn well your girl wasn't a minor. Let me see. Here. Y'all, the link is in the chat. Pull up. If you love me, somebody pull up. I ain't going to be here long. I'm just right now trying to see if I can find what the sentencing would be. The sentence amount would be. Um, and I could be wrong that it's in here, but let's see here. Scrolling down. Mm, 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 mm. R. Kelly. Let me see. Violations, penal law, da da da. That's not saying what time it is. Oh shit. Look, y'all, this better not be the damn. Girl, y'all, if this is that New York ass, let me see. Sure is. Damn, Mel, get the right indictment. Gee, my knee. All right, y'all. See, that's what I'm saying. I don't like being on. I hate to do a pop-up show and try to have some stuff in here, but shit, let me get specific. I'm in Illinois, damn it. Like that. United States Department of Justice. Robert Kelly. I think this is it. Yeah, here we go. Let me check the comments real quick too before we get up in here. Let's see. Jenny did say she can try to lessen the charges. 3 years serving. You mean like it's time served? Jane testifying is what did it. The government and immunity deals helped them. I'm unsure she would have ever testified. Absolutely. She lied on RKL for Section 8. That's facts. That's absolutely what happened. Tiff in the house. Let's see. Jane testifying is what did it. Let me see. Ginger, you said maybe his time will be served along with New York trial. Hopefully he wins the appeal and has any time to serve child porn. He walks in a few years. Good behavior. Yeah, hopefully we can just get it just all the way turned over, but he's going to definitely be still serving time while Jenny Bongine fights his appeal. I just knew he wouldn't walk because of those videos and Jane confirming, but the conspiracy was there nonetheless. Absolutely. It was definitely there. It was certainly there. Looking to see again, y'all, if I can find if there's some time mentioned in here. And that's what I'm trying to get to. If I don't find it in here, I am going to wrap the show because I'm not trying to keep y'all while I sit here and try to figure it out. Like I said, I appreciate y'all pulling up, supporting me, really do. Let me see here. This is just ridiculous. Oh, Lord. I mean, the thing is fraught with, let me see here. Here's what we can do. Count one. And isn't count one, count one is supposed to be, let me see, minor one. This is just, it's all just too convoluted for me. Let me take a look at count one. Because that's, I believe, is with Jane. Minor one. Defendant knew have reason visual depiction. Let's see, entice, coerce, minor one. Defendant knew. Okay, let me go over here, back over to this Twitter real quick. Because your boy is making some clarification, which is great, because while I have this up. Okay. Megan says to recap, Kel's guilty on 3 of 4 child pornography counts and guilty on 3 of 5 enticement of minor counts. Kelly acquitted of conspiring to obstruct justice, conspiring to receive child pornography, and receiving child pornography. It's just too much, y'all. It's too much. The link is in the chat. Somebody pull up with me so I don't have to end this show. Somebody pull up. Let me see. I just knew he wouldn't walk. Yeah. It's just too much. It's too much. I'm trying to see what this child pornography. Ooh. Uh-oh. Maybe our boy got some. Let's see what Jason Meisner. He has just. Let's see what they told him.
To bring charges against somebody that had no business being charged with a crime. This verdict proves is that 12 people acknowledge that it was always true. The work done by Daryl McDavid, Robert Kelly's lawyers, Edward Jensen, and Jerry Barkhouse was great work. They did a great job.
Shut up.
They did the right thing.
Shut up, white man.
And this jury has exonerated Daryl McDavid.
Look at Jarrell.
And exonerated those men right along.
He can't wait to go spend Kel's money.
Grateful to these jurors for being willing to listen to the evidence. We are grateful for these jurors to be able to see that when a lie is told on the witness stand, it will not be accepted. The government decided to wait 20 years to bring charges against somebody that had no business being charged with a crime.
Let me ask y'all this. Do you guys think that R. Kelly should have had this man for his attorney? Brinley. Y'all think he should have had Brinley as his attorney, y'all? Let me keep going. See what else we got going on. Poor R. Kelly. That's all I can say. Poor R. Kelly. The government manipulated this. This white man, Darrell, never served a day in jail. Never served a day in jail.
Somebody that had no business being charged with a crime. What this verdict proves is that 12 people.
Look how he's standing there, y'all. Look how he's standing there like, yeah, I'm white and I'm right and y'all did the right thing. He doesn't appear to be like us. Just
knowledge that is always true. The work done by Daryl McDavid, Robert Kelly's lawyers, Edward Jensen, and Jerry Barkhouse was great work. They did a great job. They did the right thing. And this jury has exonerated Daryl McDavid and exonerated those men right along with him. And we are grateful to these jurors for being willing to listen to the evidence. We are grateful for these jurors to be able to see that when a lie is told on the witness stand, it will not be accepted. The government decided to wait 20 years.
Okay, well, what's sad is that the other lies that were told, and I really would like to get into how the jury, and I just have to look, but based on what he was convicted on, I'm trying to correlate what he was convicted on, what Kells was convicted on, and then the testimony, because that's what's going to let us know if they believed the testimony of these witnesses. Convicted on child pornography. So that's just the video. We know that they saw the video. So I just need to look at those counts in more detail. I got to see what those counts are specifically, because that's what's going to tell us whether the jury, I don't know. I had to put the paper all the way out. R. Kelly not guilty on counts 4 through 8. So let's go over here real quick. Let me make sure this is the right indictment for Illinois. Yeah, so count 4 was not guilty on counts 4 through 8. Count 4 was did knowingly employ, persuade, entice, induce, coerce minor one to engage. Okay, so good. Sounds to me like they didn't, like the jury wasn't messing with that video 4 mind trick that the prosecution tried to pull. Because it says here, namely minor one to engage in sexually explicit conduct for the purpose of producing visual depiction of such conduct, namely video 4. Okay, so they wasn't buying that video 4 crap. Let me see. Count 4 through 8. So let's see. We know what count 5 was. That was Darrell and them with the, let's see here. Let's see how they have it. Conspiracy. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. Let's see here. Employed Darrell and damn, they did a whole lot of writing. Oh, let me see. Minor one, Cal. Let's see. All these nickel and dime details. So that would be Okay, so with them not being found guilty on this count, that also tells me that minor two, which was Van Allen, right? Um, minor three, which was either Jane or Tracy or one of them, one of the ass. It sounds to me he didn't convict them on that, so they didn't believe their testimony. That's great. That means that's a good thing for the Illinois state trial that's coming up. The jury wasn't buying this, and the state needs to go ahead and just drop these charges for the state crap. Also, that he engaged in sexual contact with others, in sexual contact and sexual acts. Um, so they didn't buy it. Count four. Let me see here. And that was count five. Let me see here. Scrolling down. What is this? I ain't worried about Darrell because I don't appreciate that little trick he pulled at the end of his direct testimony when he was on the stand. Um, he played his white privilege card, is what he did. Overt acts. Count six. Okay, so count six he was found not guilty of. That's him and Brown and Darrell's punkers. Let's get into some details. I think that's the receiving of child pornography. Okay, that part is good. So they weren't, it seems to me like they weren't really believing too much of that Lisa Van Allen, that your boy Freeman and Keith Morrell. So they were not viewed as credible. Let me see what else. Where's count eight at? Let me see. Count eight. Defendants did knowingly receive child pornography. Okay. So counts 4 through 8, he was found not guilty of. Let me see. I thought yeah. So let's see what count 1 is. Real quick, like. We know that's your girl, the goddaughter. With her, where are charges for Drea? When is them about to drop? That's what I want to know. Count 3, he was found guilty of, according to what we just saw on Twitter, which is knowingly employ, use, persuade, induce, entice, coerce minor 1 to engage in sexually explicit conduct for the purpose of visual depiction. Okay, we need to find out what the time is for that. Count 2, let's see what that is. So clearly they was buying into Rashana's testimony. Minor 1 again, persuade to engage in sexually explicit conduct for the purpose of producing. Okay, that's video 2. Okay. And then count 1. Let me see here. Count 1. Sexually engage in sexually explicit conduct with minor 1. Purpose. Okay, so it's all videotape at this point. Trying to see how many counts. Like I said, y'all, this is definitely a pop-up. I just want to appreciate all y'all for pulling up. Be sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Let me see here. Trying to see exactly how many counts it was. Count 6. This is where it gets 4 through 8. So let's see anything past 8. Because was it 9 counts? Or was it? Here's count 9. Okay, so they found him guilty. It says, according to this Twitter report, R. Kelly not guilty on counts 4 through 8. So count 9 is knowingly persuaded, induce, entice minor 1 to engage in sexual activity for which any person can be charged. Oh, so they just threw this shit in there. For which any person can be charged with a criminal offense, namely aggravated criminal sexual abuse. And the problem with this Illinois law is you can be 17 and that's considered age of consent. But then they have all these additional caveats, like the person that you have sex with, if they're X number of years older than you, and then if they're X number of years less than you, and this and that. That to me, and I was talking about this with a friend of mine earlier today, that to me says we're going to keep this loophole so that if we feel like it, we can charge you. when that law should be, if you're 17 years of age and we're telling you that's the age of consent, then that's it. So if you're 17 and you want to go screw a 101-year-old man because it's his birthday, that's that's your business. If the age of 17, you want to throw all these, then change that consent law. Change the age where someone can consent, instead of having all these loopholes that you prosecute at will, at your discretion. And then so far, what we're seeing is the discretion is when it's only a black man. Okay? Let me see. Siobhan Wright said Kells was found guilty of 3 child pornography counts and 3 counts of enticing minors for sex, but acquitted of 7 other charges, including obstruction of justice. Thank you, Siobhan, for pulling up in here and just clearing it all up, baby. Appreciate you for that here. And conspiring to receive child pornography. Yes. Yeah, then if you're talking about what I said about that loophole in the age of consent law, yeah, then they can make it aggravated. Lawrence Martin Jr., this is not right. Free Kelly. Absolutely. What I'm trying to get to is any of this, because it's federal. So what does the federal time mandate? You understand what I mean? That's what I'm trying to get to. And because can we get some time served at least for this? And if the state court, if the state trial does proceed, can we get some, and he's found guilty, can we get some time served for that as well? It's probably to protect 17-year-olds from being charged for consensual with their peers. Right, but, and I feel you, and I get it. They're trying to, give us a little bit of, give the 17-year-old a little bit of juice. I get that. But it still leaves the loophole, and it screws over the other people. It's just, I don't know. I feel you. I mean, it's logical, Siobhan. It's, I'm not going to argue with you. It probably is, and I get that. You know what I mean? But to me, it's just problematic. Shout out to Priscilla Spencer. What's up, girl? Thanks for pulling that. Appreciate y'all. Hat made of straw. Throw the whole. Okay, so now hat made. Throw what whole nigga away? Who you talking about? You talking about derailing them? Or did you pull up in this chat to call Kels a nigga? What you saying? Make yourself clear for the mods to get you. Okay? If they haven't got you already. You heard? Throw the whole nigga away. You better clarify yourself or go throw that damn straw hat away. How about that? Shoot. Okay. One Gucci. What you talking about? It's hard to read emojis right now, baby. It's hard to do that. All right, so let me count 9. Thank you, Alan Browning. Shoot. Y'all do like Alan Browning say. Do like she say. Let me see. Let me keep scrolling down here because minor 1 who had not attained the age of 18 to engage in sexual activity. Okay. Count 10, which says Kells was found guilty of. Minor 2 did not attain the age of 18. This should not have been the case because when Kells interacted with her, it wasn't a federal thing. So it was a state thing. It wasn't a thing. And wait a minute, hold on. Yeah, Siobhan, we stayed all the way on top of it, boo. We had with transcripts down. Yeah, absolutely. Why do you ask? Let me keep scrolling down. So they just got this because, so count 10, essentially we can go ahead and say that Kells is found guilty for legally having sex with a 17-year-old, which it was proved. Because minor 2 should have been Tracy, if I understand correctly. But maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't minor 2. I don't know. I don't know what they are. Count 11. Minor 3 who had not attained the age of 18. So, so this might, if they weren't, because they were not even 17 apparently. Okay. Count 12. Did knowingly induce, entice, coerce minor for um, sexual activity. Okay, so that's going to be even for the fellatio and things of that nature. What they testify to. He made me go down on him. And so I did it. It wasn't my first time though, but I did it. Yeah, okay. Like Pauline said, you talking about doing it, or is you talking about sucking? Which one you talking about? Because I know you know. Like, okay, yeah. Mm. Let's see. Count 13. Knowingly persuade, induce, entice. Minor 5. To engage in sexual activity for which any person can be charged, namely this and that. Okay. All right. Forfeiture allegation. This is the part that got me all upset. They talking about what they intend to do, because it should say in here when he is found guilty. Let's see here. If any of the property described above, property includes upon conviction. So they just certain he was going to get a conviction. Upon conviction of an offense Title 18, as set forth in this indictment, defendant shall forfeit to the United States of America any property which constitutes and is derived from proceeds traceable to the offense. The property to be forfeited includes, but not limited to, a personal money judgment in the amount of at least approximately $1,554,748. If any of the property described above as a result of any act or omission by a defendant cannot be located upon the exercise of due diligence, has been transferred to or sold to or deposited with a third party, has been placed beyond the jurisdiction of the court, has been substantially diminished in value, or has been commingled with other property which cannot be divided without difficulty, the United States shall be entitled to forfeiture of substitute property as provided by Title 21. This is the same type of thing, allegedly, that Tasha K was, once you're found guilty, you can't now turn around and try to do something with your property. I wonder, do you guys think the fans should pull up and try to put money on all of the books of Kels to pay to get these things squared away so that can be straightened out through his, once his appeal is done, he walks out of court, he's free and clear of everything. What do y'all think? Let me see. Oh shit, let's hit this Twitter real quick, y'all. I just gotta appreciate y'all for being here with me. Can I tell y'all that have subscribed to me and been with me at like a day 1 and day 2 and day right now? I love y'all. Thank y'all for pulling up. All right, let me see what our boys talking about here. After some confusion, hold on, let me share the screen. Let me see here. After some confusion poring over R. Kelly's indictment, it's now clear the 3 sexual enticement counts on which Kelly was found guilty involved the women going by the pseudonyms of Jane, Nia, and Pauline. Enticement counts, which... to clarify, counts 1, 2, and 3 were for sex tapes R. Kelly made in 98-99 featuring an underage girl. Okay. So it looks like possibly the jury, man, I hope we hear from the jury. Because so clearly they believed them. Clearly the jury believed Jane, Nia, and Pauline, if that's who these counts are. That's what I'd like to know. And I'm not trying to promote no other channel, but I am trying to promote where you guys as subscribers get good detailed information. And I bet you, if you pull up to infamous Sylvia's channel, or Just Jazz Only's channel, they'll be able to tell you specifically, minor 1 is this person, minor 2 is that person. I wish I could tell you, but I can't. I'm not getting ready to sit up here and guess and have y'all all confused. Keep it cute or get the boot. Club 300 stay open, y'all. It stay open. Do like Baby Shay say. Do like she say. Yes, get it out the way. That's right, Priscilla. What's wrong with it? See, this is what it's going to be, because the people that, call themselves a Kel supporter, what y'all going to do now? Now what y'all going to do? And I say y'all, I mean me. Siobhan Wright says federal sex crimes with a child or minor does not have a statute of limitations. Yeah, no, we're not even arguing the statute of limitations, because what we found out through this journey, Siobhan, is that the statute of limitations, especially for the state of Illinois, has been modified to the point where it's either 10 years after the incident occurred or the lifetime of the victim, whichever is longest. So yeah, we know that, the government, this Me Too movement has situated these things to make it easier for the victims. And that's okay when they're really victims. You understand? But I'm sorry, you're not a victim when you lie to your mama and get on a plane and fly out of town and just kick it the whole weekend at people's house you don't even know. But you kick it there. Okay? That's not a victim vote in my mind. Rosalind Dorsey said, it is so sad the only person they want ain't that it. That's all they wanted. I hope we hear from the jury. And what their motivations were. R. Kelly said prayer changes things, and prayer definitely can change things if he devote his life to Jesus Christ. I love R. Kelly. Always please free him, Almighty God. Give him a second chance. Yeah, yes, indeed. Amen. Amen, Sophia. Amen. And, let's keep it a whole trio bill up in here. I don't believe these people understand. That's my thing. I don't believe these girls. I don't believe them. So, anyway, shout out to Lasandra Gillett. Girl, we all we got. You were asking earlier. Thank you, Siobhan. Thank you, girl. Thank you it's my first time seeing you here, and thank you for pulling up on such an important day, because you bringing up some good specific details. So thank you for that. I just found the info and wanted back, girl. So appreciative of you. Very much so. Exactly, Mel. Yep. Let me see. The jurors saw what we didn't see. That's true, Pit Stop. They did see it. But if anybody saw just even one of the tapes, nobody under duress. And like I said, the video is in my playlist or whatever. The first time a grown ass man comes to you and say, what kind of panties you wearing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, look at your breasts. Yeah, they can see them. I see them filling in. And you didn't tell nobody. You used to that kind of conversation. And then you get on video and put it down. Putting it down. I'm sorry. This just doesn't speak victim to me. It just doesn't. I'm sorry. It doesn't. Priscilla said that's the problem. I don't believe the people that testified. Absolutely. Sophia, you're saying I don't believe a bit of it myself. Right. I don't keep up as much as I should, Mel, so please don't laugh at me, but this is not considered double. Okay. I thought the situation was already tried. First of all, I'll never laugh at you, Alan Brown, and you were number one mod, boo. And it's not a stupid question. It is double jeopardy. The reason why they're able to sidewind through it is because they made it a RICO. And that's what the problem is. With the state case, I want to look into that, because I can't recall who else is going to be on it. Oh, wait. Let's get this video, y'all. Bonjean talking. Hold on. Let's get to it. What you saying, Bonjean?
You could charge an indictment and not even bring.
Let's start from the beginning.
The jury did not believe Chuck Freeman. The jury did not believe Lisa Allen.
Hallelujah.
The jury did not. I said it. Lisa Van Allen. Right. The jury did not believe Tracy. The jury did not accept. You could charge an indictment and not even bring a witness in without being Brittany, which was really offensive in my view. You're going to charge someone with serious offenses that carry serious time, and you don't even think you have to bring that witness in to tell what happened. So those are all, to me, besides credibility was everything.
If David and Brown were charged, get them roll over.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's how the government rolls. That's how they roll. The jury did not believe Chuck Freeman. The jury did not believe Lisa Allen. The jury did not, I said it? Lisa Van Allen, right. The jury did not believe Tracy. The jury did not accept that you could charge an indictment and not even bring a witness in, that being Brittany, which was really offensive in my view. You're going to charge someone with serious offenses that carry serious time, and you don't even think you have to bring that witness in to tell what happened. So those are all, to me, besides credibility was everything.
If David and Brown were charged, get them roll over.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's how the government rolls.
Yeah, that's how they roll. That's how they roll.
The jury did not.
So we'll find out what Bonjean's going to do about that. We're going to find that out. Okay, so let's see. Let me see. Oh, okay, let me go back to over here to these comments, because, yeah, so back to you, Anna Browning. That is the case. They turned it into a RICO, which gave them long latitude to do exactly what you're asking. Double jeopardize R. Kelly in a case that he was already acquitted of. So that's problematic. This is why I'm wondering about the state case, but I'll look into that later, as keep on top of that as well. Priscilla Spencer, one of them said that it was her in the tape and it was supposed to be Jane. You don't know your own body. Yeah, it's just Priscilla, girl, it's out of control. Federal and state courts charge separately. Absolutely. So we know when the Illinois state case comes, the charges are going to be a little bit different. But like I said, this RICO, this is why it was federal, because it was a RICO, and it allowed them to bring the 2008 stuff up in here, period. Gucci said, that isn't a decision for another person to make. If R. Kelly wants to develop a prayer life, you listen, Gucci, clearly you're new here. Clearly, you don't know these mods. You don't know these mods, baby. That isn't a decision for another person to make. If R. Kelly wants to develop a prayer life or be a motion to God, hopefully I'm misunderstanding your point, Gucci. We know that's not our decision to make, but we certainly can pray. Okay? We can do that. And we can pray for you if we want to. Okay? We don't answer prayers. You feel me? The Lord does. So I don't know if you're trying to be saucy with it, if you're trying to be spicy with it, but the mods will give you a good walk down. Shout out to, I don't know if y'all know who Eban Films is. The guy over there is posted. If y'all don't follow him, please check him out. He's on point. I was on his podcast, I think it was Saturday. He was talking about the purge law that's coming to Illinois, that's going to be effective in Illinois, January 1st, 2023. And I don't know, the guy's pretty entertaining. He's got a really good podcast, so y'all check him out if y'all can. So yeah, I don't know if you're being spicy or not, Gucci, but the mods will. They'll get with you, boo. Oh, okay, I see that thing. Yes, absolutely, Alan Browning. Okay, the judge stated Jane's testimony would be the one to convict him. Judge Harry need to sat his ass down. Judge Harry need to sit down. Somebody need to ask him, you ready for your picture, Judge? Since you try to rush this all along. Who are they talking? Okay, I digress from that. R. Kelly is so innocent and was set up. I love R. Kelly. I'm praying and will fast for him also. I can't think of him in that cell. It hurts my heart. Well, listen, I'm going to tell you what Just Jazz said, which was inspiring and made me feel better. She said that Kels has his keyboard in there. He's got equipment in there where he can write and create and produce. And so I'm grateful for that. And then who was that? Somebody in here, Shavonna, might have been you, somebody in here, or maybe it was Melissa, because she be on top of stuff. If he's possibly in there playing ball. So it's not as bad. Nobody wants Kels in jail, that's for certain. But at least it's not, and he's got a good attorney, so it's not dire in that respect. But I would rather he be free as well. But we don't know what God's plan is for this and why, and why. But I don't know. It's just too much. Free Kels is what's preferred. Okay, that's what we would prefer. Thanks for pulling up for the updates, Lysandra Gillett. That's why I appreciate you, girl. Appreciate all y'all. Here's Ukuchi again, speaking emoji. All right. Not asking, encourage him exactly. I'm not sure if I understand what that means there. Ooh. Gucci, do it, baby Shay say. But before you leave, Gucci, be sure to like, share, subscribe. Okay? Rob Sancho, I think the judge needs his ass whooped. I'm sure their jury was hung till he made them go back. You might have a point, Love Bug. You might have a point. And you know what? The other question that we'll never know is the juror who, with her nosy ass, you sat through the entire hearing and you waited until it was time to get the case, and then you decide that you're having a damn panic attack, and then you get to go home. But you got all the details, and then we had to get that alternate. Did the alternate juror help or hurt this Kels case? That's what I want to know. I just got a message from Sean Davy Way on IG, and I love Sean Davy Way. I love him. Thank you, Sean Davy Way. Thank you, baby. All right, let me keep up. Let me check this. See who else we got going on up and through here. Trying to see if we got anything else new coming up. Oh, Lord Jesus, have mercy. Dressed in a blue suit, blue tie, black sunglasses, and face mask, R. Kelly stared straight ahead and showed no reaction to the verdicts. I got to do something, y'all. I got to do something real quick. Hold on. Let me take this out of here real quick. Hold on. Let me do something real quick. Lord, have mercy, Jesus. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let me mute this real quick and I'll play. Yeah, I got to bring this in. This video from R. Kelly, real talk, y'all. This is R. Kelly. This is R. Kelly, y'all. I wonder on this video, I don't know if y'all have seen this. As a matter of fact, this video, R. Kelly is saying this. If R. Kelly would have testified, he'd have said everything in this song. Okay? This would have been his testimony. The video is real talk from R. Kelly. I'm gonna put the link in the chat, or mods. I think y'all got that mod. Y'all can do it. If y'all haven't seen this video, this is R. Kelly's testimony. And I just love his authenticness in here. This is Kels being Kels. I don't know who in the chat has seen this video, y'all. And the song itself is what's on point. He's spitting true game. Let me see here. Let me see. Mel, I'm sure that alternate hurt the case. You think so, Rob? You think so? Could have been. It could have been. But we'll never know for sure. We will never know for sure. So was that him? So that was him. What you mean, Apple Orchard? That was him what? Be very specific with me, if you will. I think that juror hurt the case. May had. Was it a setup? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm thinking. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. Now I found this video wasn't last year. Matter of fact. Look at Kels on the video. Tell him, Kels. Kels said, I wish you would burn my clothes. Somebody say it. Go on, Kels. That's why they say Kels could sing the alphabet and it will be a hit. And at the end, he says, Milton. Y'all, what are these? And then are we going to find out what Milton and them are going to do? Are they going to support Kels or are they going to completely distance themselves from Kels? Lord Jesus, please fix it. Fix this thing. Let me get this link. And put it in the chat. Just let me do that so y'all can have it. Make it easy for you. Here we go. Oh, okay. Oh, Gucci. So you like being timed out. Oh, Gucci, you like being timed out. Yeah, stay around. The mods, y'all see what y'all don't know is these mods, they mod elsewhere. Like Pink Unicorn. She be over at Sean David Way Show, Armand Wiggins, multiple places. Yeah. These mods, this is light work for the mods for over here at the Only Male Crew Show. Okay? This is light work. They So, Gucci, yeah, just go on. We gonna warm up. We're gonna stay warmed up with you. Lord Kelly, Mrs. Singer. What you done say it? Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. I was on my way to IG because I'm gonna pull this video up. This article up. I found this article. I want to say last year. Might have been early this year, but I found it. And when I found the article, I was like, oh, Lord, I was scared to really bring it because I felt like, let me see. I was like, man, I don't want to create a firestorm. And then next thing you know, they'll have me in the news blaming me for ruining R. Kelly's trial, right? But what I did do is I shared the article with a few people because I was really, to be honest with you, I was seeking guidance. I was like, let me holler out at some of the OGs in the game, okay? OGs like Sylvia. OGs like, Dennis Byron's not really an OG, but I sent it to him last. I sent it to Real Talk with Lady D, or Always Keeping It Real with Lady D. I sent this to him. I said, hey, I told all of them at different times I sent the article. I said, y'all, I'm scared to bring this article because, I don't want to be the reason that Kel's case could get jacked up. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. What you doing, computer? Hold on, y'all. Okay. One more again. There we go. All right. Anyway, so this article is lawyers acquitted of perjury obstruction. So Lennon Weber, Darrell McDavid, Brindley, Glossman, Jensen, all of them have a prior professional relationship. Lennenberger acquitted Brindley and that's my father keep calling. Acquitted. Okay, so let me just run this down to you real quick without trying to read it to you verbatim. So what happened is a couple clients had sued, what's his name? Brindley, which was um, Darrell's attorney, and Michael Thompson, who also is part of Brindley's team, right? It says here, U.S. District Judge Harry D. Linenweber found law partners Bo Brindley and Michael J. Thompson not guilty of conspiracy, perjury, and obstruction of justice. Now, ultimately, what happened here is they were accused of encouraging their clients to lie on the stand. But Linenweber returned the verdict following a bench trial. Okay, so I'm not surprised at Darrell. And matter of fact, you know what? I'll post this link on my community tab for those of you who want to check it out. But a couple other people like Sylvia and Always Keep It Real with Lady D and Just Jazz Only, they have this article because I did send it to them. And apparently they must have felt the same way I did about really breaking this all the way down prior to the trial. But the thing is, and Edward Jensen, who was R. Kelly's attorney back in the day, was the attorney. Who did he defend? The whole defense bar was on trial, Sid Thompson. So Edward Jensen defended Bo Brindley's partner, Michael Johnson. And I think Brindley's lead attorney was the Cynthia Garachetti, but also Vadim Glosman, who wrote a lot of the motions in this R. Kelly. Because here, in addition to Jensen, Thompson was represented by Blair C. Daltman and Vadim Glosman. And Glosman's name was on a lot of the motions that were coming from or on behalf of Darrell before the Illinois trial started. So that was a nice little pocket. Okay, that was a nice little situation going on. That was a nice little arrangement. You know what I'm saying? But it says a third defendant in the case. Let me see if I can get up here to the top. It says witnesses, particularly the government, has not proved any of the counts in the indictment beyond a reasonable doubt. The government was not, let's see here. He also said there was nothing incriminating about the question and answer forms Brindley and Thompson used to prepare clients and witnesses for trial. And if you notice in the testimony, and I don't know how deep y'all were with following the transcripts on the multiple channels, but there was a question when Darrell was on the stand and Brindley asked him, so that would be, he goes, so how much money was that how much money did you end up paying to so-and-so? And Darrell said it was $125,000. And Brindley came right back and said, do you mean $140,000? He goes, oh, yeah, $140,000. So clearly they prepared their client well. Well, this was what was in question when Brindley and his partner Thompson, who was defended by Jensen and Glosman, when they were preparing their other clients, they were giving them these question and answer forms, and people were saying that they were pressuring them and ultimately making them lie. Well, because it was a bench trial, old Judge Harry just went on ahead and acquitted them. And that was that. I'm gonna put this article in its entirety. Let me see some. Ooh, please refrain from spamming the chat with emojis. Ooh, Gucci, why don't you hit the link? Hit the link, Gucci. You clearly want attention, baby. You clearly want attention. So hit the link so we can give you what you want. Because I don't say we will remove you permanently if you keep spamming the chat with all them emojis. And at least pick some cute emojis. I mean, damn, this ain't working. We don't like those. We don't like those emojis. Find some other emojis to get banned for. Why you playing up in here? But no, now let's see. R. Kelly musical genius musical genre genius, definition of brilliant sound, technically natural talent to the music culture. Okay, y'all don't ban him. Just stop with the spamming of the, cause see, I like what you said there, Uguchi. Okay, now get your mind right, baby, and stop all this. Cause see, I like what you said right here. But if you're gonna put, I don't like this though. I don't like those emojis. So do the right thing. Okay, Moonlight said R. Kelly is innocent. Yes, indeed he is. He's innocent. Ooh, ooh. Lord have mercy. All right. So I see that number one mod, Baby Shay, has put the StreamYard link in the chat. Y'all have not pulled up. Y'all ain't pulled up. So let me see what you're talking about, Rob. Sometimes I wish I could choke someone through the phone. Ain't that it? Ain't that it? I don't know. What is the lesson out of this, y'all? That's my question. What is the lesson? God is good. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. What is the lesson? That's what I want to know. Because this is really a divided case. And the people that are supporters of R. Kelly, I feel like we are logical and critically thinking and reasoning as to why we believe that he is not guilty. Oh, Siobhan, yes, awesome, girl. Thanks for pulling up. How you doing? You in here, girl? Can we hear you? We can't hear you. Your mic on, boo? You there, Siobhan? Siobhan. Let's see. Why don't you try to go out and come back in if you can, Siobhan, and see if that will help it, because we sure can't hear you, girl. Hey, cannot hear you, boo. But yeah, I want to know what's the lesson, and when will we find out what the lesson is? When will we be able to walk away and say that's what it was for? Is Kels, the fact that he's been on lockdown since 2019, is he being preserved for a greater cause? You understand what I mean? Is he being worked on? Because, and I'm not trying to be a preacher, but I do have this question. They put Daniel in the lion's den, okay? They had Shadrach, Meshach, and a bad Negro, okay? They were thrown in the fiery furnace. So what is the lesson, ultimately? What is the lesson? That's what I'd like to know. And I sure hope, I don't want to wish bad on anyone, but I sure want to see, I'm just going to keep watching. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep watching and see what happens. Okay, well, Maz ain't playing with y'all up and through here. So, let's do one more quick Twitter check, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Let me see what we're working with over here. Pull this up. Let me see here. What's this girl talking about? Shoot. Okay, R. Kelly was acquitted on the enticement counts regarding Brittany, whom prosecutors never called to the stand, blah, blah, blah. And Tracy, the only alleged victim whose age at the time of her contact with Kelly was significantly challenged. Yeah, but we know that. Let's see. Ooh. All right. So Jason Meisner is reporting from the courtroom as the jury was being led out of the room. Darrell turned to Kelly and the two embraced in a bear hug, slapping each other on the back loudly. Darrell appeared to whisper something into Kelly's ear. Yeah. Y'all know? Okay. What do y'all think it was? Y'all think they cool? And they could be, because truth be told, Brinley some of his argument was sufficiently helpful for Kells. Okay. Some of the stuff he said, Bonjean could have said it too, in direct support or direct defense of Kells as well. Kel still has millions of people that love him and his music and has his back. Siobhan, I hope your microphone is working this time, sweet love. You there? Siobhan, Siobhan. Siobhan, we can't hear you, baby. Let's see. Girl, we can't hear you, sweetheart. Mm-mm-mm. Siobhan, okay, so looks like you muted your mic. Try unmuting it now. See, you did that. Mm. Oh, wait, here you go. Hang on one second. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. While Siobhan is pulling it together, I'll put you backstage and hit me back in the message, Siobhan, when you think you're squared, babe. Okay, Kels was kidnapped and held against his will all this time. They didn't even have a case, yet they held him till they made one. Ain't that it? And they never had a case with Lisa Van Allen. And they never had a case with Lisa Van Allen. God has a job to do, and only He can do it, and He will. It's all I can say. Yeah, 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 yeah. God got his back, and He will be home and take over the industry again, and with no doubt, but it's all in God's timing. Absolutely. And the Lord does do what He does for a specific reason. So and sometimes we don't know while we're on the earth, but we'll find out one day. Shout out to Reba. Thanks for pulling up, baby. Appreciate you. Y'all do like number one mod Adam Brown and say, do like she say. Be sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Replay gang, you know what time it is. Leave a comment. I want to hear from you. Okay? Let me see. Let me try to bring Reba, Siobhan back in. You squared away now, Siobhan?
Yeah, you should be able to hear me.
Oh, we can hear you, girl. So what's up? Thanks for pulling up. What's going on, girl? What's up? Thanks for pulling up.
Yeah, absolutely. Nothing's up. I thought that was the link to the article that you were reading. I don't really have anything to add to the discourse.
Okay.
I'm really adamant about not commenting on trials that I haven't watched because
Oh,
until you see
okay.
the evidence in the case, you know what I
Right.
mean? You have no idea.
Absolutely. No, that's totally understood. But I will tell you that, and I don't know, if you equate watch to reading of the transcripts, but I do, and yeah, there's no way I could, I couldn't speak on this trial without having any facts. So I agree with your conviction, as far as not speaking on something that you don't know anything about. So I appreciate that. I value that, and I also appreciate you bringing us the factual information about the statute of limitations and the information you had about uh, what counts he was convicted on. So
Oh yeah, definitely. You brought up some really good points. I was curious. I honestly haven't looked a lot into like federal criminal
mhm,
prosecution, so I was
mhm.
I was happy to
To learn that,
go
yeah,
and dig. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely.
yeah, and that is the
And of
case.
course the transcripts count. Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you can't get no better than that because
Mhm.
really, even watching Twitter, you can't count on that because there's nothing but biasness going on even there.
Mhm.
Because they are part of the mainstream media, and that's the unfortunate part. So shout out to all of the YouTube bloggers that uh-oh, uh-oh. So since you're up here, if you want, now you can drop off if you want to, but since you're up here, let's see who this is. This is Attorney John. Oh, this man, John Lausch, speaking to reporters. Oh, shit. Let's hear this. Faces approximately 10 years.
And he reported some of those sex acts
Wait a minute.
to engage in sexual activity. Robert Kelly and his two co-defendants were acquitted of other counts they were charged with in the indictment. The evidence at the trial in this case revealed reprehensible conduct. Um, and Mr. Kelly engaged in sex acts with multiple girls under the age of 18, and he recorded some of those sex acts on video. We are pleased with the fact that Robert Kelly is finally being held accountable for that reprehensible conduct. We are particularly pleased that Robert Kelly is finally being held responsible for the abuse of his 14-year-old goddaughter. Um, and as you may recall, that was the subject of the 2008 trial in Cook County. The jury in this case found him guilty of that very same conduct. For these counts on which Robert Kelly has been convicted, he's facing very severe prison sentences. On the first three counts in the indictment, each of the child pornography production counts, he's facing a sentence of 10 to 20 years imprisonment. On each of the enticement counts, he's facing a sentence of 0 to 10 years imprisonment. So overall, Robert Kelly is facing a prison sentence of 10 to 90 years imprisonment based upon the jury.
What y'all think about that, y'all? What do y'all think about that? All his life, the rest of his life, the rest of his life.
Wait, is that what he said? The rest of his life?
Well, I'm paraphrasing.
Oh, oh.
The counts of damn near 90 years. Let's play it again.
Mm.
Shout out to about that 50 plus life. Let's play it again. Check it out.
Engaged in sexual activity. Robert Kelly and his two co-defendants were acquitted of other counts they were charged with in the indictment. The evidence at the trial in this case revealed reprehensible conduct. That Mr. Kelly engaged in sex acts with multiple girls under the age of 18, and he recorded some of those sex acts on video. We are pleased with the fact that Robert Kelly is finally being held accountable for that reprehensible conduct. We are particularly pleased that Robert Kelly is finally being held responsible for the abuse of his 14-year-old goddaughter. And as you may recall, that was the subject of the 2008 trial in Cook County. The jury in this case found him guilty of that very same conduct. For these counts on which Robert Kelly has been convicted, he's facing very severe prison sentences. On the first three counts in the indictment, each of the child pornography production counts, he's facing a sentence of 10 to 20 years imprisonment. On each of the enticement counts, he's facing a sentence of 0 to 10 years imprisonment. So overall, Robert Kelly is facing a prison sentence of 10 to 90 years imprisonment based on the jury.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's not even, he's not even saying to run concurrently. I think concurrent is what we want. We want how his sentence to run, because concurrent will be that he'll be serving Illinois and the New York Times at the same time. Consecutively would be he'd have to serve the New York Times first, and then, if he's alive, then begin serving the Illinois Times. And we're not even talking about the state case yet, or the Minnesota case, the Illinois state case or the Minnesota case. And yeah, we know Bongine. Bongine has already put in a tweet or two when the judge when the judge wouldn't do something, a motion that she put in. Bongine tweeted, okay, that's going to be grounds for appeal. It's going to be great on the appeal. So, yeah. So she's definitely going to appeal. Yeah, shout out to 50 plus life in the house. Definitely going to be appealed. What do you think about that there, Siobhan, just based on that report?
So I'm trying to look now and see if federal and state time can be run concurrently. It looks like they do have the option to do that. Mm-hmm. One thing that is so fascinating that I did not know about the appeals process. I always thought that you can appeal a case because, something wasn't fair, or, somebody lied, or all of the many reasons that we're like, oh my gosh, that was a terrible case. But it specifically has to cite that one of your constitutional rights was violated.
Right.
So I'm just curious in every case to see like what the appeal here would be. I think that for the R. Kelly case, and the Sixth Amendment appeals, or just Sixth Amendment rights, I'm always really honed in on.
Mm-hmm.
with especially with jury work. I am studying forensic psychology, so
Oh,
that's like specifically what I want to learn about, is like how can we make juries more fair, specifically for
mm,
marginalized communities and
yeah.
Black people especially.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I mean, like I said, I didn't follow any of the trial,
Mhm.
but everybody in America has some idea about what is going on, right?
Mhm.
So
Yeah,
where could you move a trial for a celebrity to find an impartial jury? It
right.
just, I mean, theoretically great, but I just think that, that's an impossibility. I don't even know how they argue that, if she were to appeal and say like that's the case, you could cite
Well, she's got
Twitter, YouTube,
no.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, she's got significant grounds. But breaking news: attorney that we just saw, John Lausch, says unequivocally they will ask that any sentence Kales gets in his Chicago case be served consecutive to his 30-year term in New York. Uh, you know what? Let me see. You know what? Let me pull this up out of here real quick. Bring us back and let me see. I like to be accurate. I'm just going to tell you right now. I ain't trying to guess on nothing. Okay. I don't like guessing about nothing. But no, she's so when you look at and that's a good point that you were making about um, it, but it's going to be more than just his the fact that he couldn't get a fair trial in any venue
Mhm.
because bringing up some of these charges is um, a violation of some of his civil rights. I'm
Wait,
looking
they brought up the charges in court?
at sentencing. Hey, hold on, I'm sorry, I'm trying to multitask here. I'm trying to type.
No, take your time.
Okay, okay, let's get to this right here. Okay, let's see. Okay, let me bring this in real quick, y'all. I was trying to look into the let's see if I can okay, federal court imposing a sentence generally has a discretion to order that the sentence run consecutively or in the alternate concurrently with the term. Now I want to get multiple terms of imprisonment imposed at different times run consecutively unless the count orders that the items are to run concurrently. Federal sentence may be consecutive or concurrent to state term. Okay, okay. But he's talking about New York. So the New York federal, he wants this, the, the time he gets in this case, according to what Lausch just said, he wants that to run, according to Meisner, consecutive. And so I'm trying to be clear on the consecutive from federal because I don't want to mix up concurrent and consecutive. What does it mean when a sentence is served consecutively?
It
A
means they're
consec-
one after the other.
yeah, or cumulative. It says a consecutive sentence or cumulative sentence is one which does not begin to run until the expiration of a prior sentence. Okay, but so that is what does it mean to run consecutively, and that's what he wants. So that's what Lausch was saying. So he wants it to run as soon as Kales gets done with New York, then he wants this Chicago federal time, however much that's going to be, which has not yet been determined. He wants that to start after his New York. And then we're not even talking about the state. If Kells is found guilty there, should they bring the charges there? Shout out to Purple Couch in the House. If they go ahead and pursue that trial, then maybe that state and the Illinois state and the Illinois federal can run concurrently, which would be at the same time. Um, this is going to be, we just need appeals. But back to the appeal issue. They brought in, first of all, for them to have brought in this case, making it federal, and including Lisa Van Allen, and pontificating as though she were a minor this entire time, when we come to find out that she was actually 18 years of age when she met R. Kelly, had sex with R. Kelly, you didn't have a reason to even add her into it. You didn't have a reason to bring this case. Um, so there's some level of violation there. And I don't know all that, I wish I was an appeal attorney and knew. But Bongine has alluded on several points that there's going, okay, this ruling from the judge here is enough for to at least, present an appeal.
Yeah, so I did look it up. I haven't found. I did see that she did file an appeal,
For New York.
but it doesn't state. I don't have the exact document up, but
Right.
it didn't state what the grounds were. And then I have a question as well. So my understanding of why they filed federal charges was the Mann Act, right? So like the racketeering issue,
For New
and
York. For
then
the New York.
also. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so this federal charge was because the girls were from different states. Is that correct?
Well, here's the thing. And let me see if I can pull his indictment. If that helps to make it easier as to why it would even be federal. But that's a really good question. Let's see. Violation of the United States Code. Okay, so, and another good question, I'm glad you brought that up. Let me do this first. Manaloop said the only thing R. Kelly is guilty of is trusting people and hooking up with women that were out for his bag. He tried to keep it real, but money brought the fake friends. Abso-damn-lutely. Okay, so on this, this is my question on it now. Because initially with this, they are saying that with the mailed, with the transporting of the videotapes, visual depiction, transported interstate or foreign commerce were mailed. This is what's questionable at this point, because Kales didn't mail none of that stuff. And we see that count 5, he was found not guilty on. So this, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe Bongine can get in there and say this, for this reason alone, it should not be a RICO. So I wish I was so legally educated that I could really answer that question, but I can't. I mean, I got to wait and see what they're going to say. I can say that I've seen tweets where Bongine was like, "Oh, this is going to be great grounds for appeal." So we certainly know she knows the law better than us. And then a lot of her motions, where before this trial even started, she was saying like, you shouldn't even be able to bring this case for this particular reason. So there's just a lot. There's a lot of. It's so convoluted.
Well, yeah, the law is, by design left to the people's interpretation. That's very much so on purpose. I imagine that the founding fathers had no idea that life would be what it is today. They couldn't have foreseen that, but
Well, just bear in mind too that these laws have been adjusted and modified, because again, I think that was one of the first things I shared with you, where the statute of limitations, the federal government is the one who's gone in and made these modifications to these statute of limitations. So these laws are not the same as it were with the founding father action. But and when I was saying convoluted, what I was referring to was this case. The charges, for example, the charges that the state brought against R. Kelly are convoluted when they knew up front that Lisa Van Allen was never a minor, but they presented her in here as though she were a minor. What else is convoluted is that everything that they're charging Kels for, like this interstate foreign commerce, mail, traveling, the tapes, thus and so. Kels didn't run back and forth with no tape. Kels didn't do that. Lisa Van Allen and them did that. Chuck Freeman and them did that. And they know Chuck Freeman and them did that. But those are who they gave immunity to, so that that way they could avoid bringing them up on charges. So it was a cute little trick of the trade, if you will, just so that they could bring this Jane back into court. The very Jane who Kells was acquitted of in 2008. This was, and then even when the closing went down, when they were trying their damnedest, oh, Your Honor, we need to bring Hankerson in here because we got to, they were trying any way they could to try to get Hankerson in just so they could legally, technically mention Aaliyah's name. And we don't even want to talk about the Pied Piper 312 and the covert communication that one of the AUSAs that first started this, who didn't prosecute the case, but she was on it and created it, between that AUSA and the Homeland Security agent Molina, the nickel and dime stuff they did that was very questionable as far as ethics and whatnot are concerned. We don't even want to talk about that. We also don't even want to talk about the fact that they really didn't have a chain of custody. They showed a tape that there really wasn't a chain of custody for. So I think Bongine has a lot of grounds to get her appeal for started in this case, as well as rulings that Judge Harry made while the case was going on, because there's multiple times where she asked for a mistrial and it wasn't given. So it's definitely one to watch. Shout out to Tia McCary. I have faith Kells will be fine. Yes, no, she got kicked out for the same lie. The tape. Thank you, Tori, for answering the question, girl. Thank you. The tape that she initially was on to begin with, absolutely. And in the 2008 trial, Lisa Van Allen testified, and they caught her in a bunch of lies, and she fell out in court and argued with Kells' attorney, and it was hood behavior then and hood behavior up and through here this time. Did you all read the transcripts? Yes, ma'am, we did. We did. And if you look at my playlist, you'll find where we covered damn near every transcript before the trial even started. Or not the transcript, but the motions, and then up into and through the transcript. So yes, indeed. Because I will say, there's no way. I'm not going to sit up here and be guessing on it. And what I am guessing on, I'm checking. You feel me? So got to check it. So now Purple Couch, speaking from the Purple Couch, says, and according to the witnesses and previous documentation, there was no sound on the VHS, and it has sound now. Absolutely. And that's what also made it questionable. That's what made it questionable. Plus, when Darrell's attorney went to, and this was in the motions, A2EL 1908. This was in the motions that they asked Judge Harry to rule on when they wanted the tapes to be thrown out altogether. Is because when Darrell's attorney went over, called the Homeland Security who had possession of the tapes, they said, look, we're on our way over because we want to look at some of these videos as we prepare for trial. Homeland Security said, man, we don't know what's the original and what's the copy. We don't know where the original one that was played in the 2008 trial, we have no idea where that is. And Judge Harry allowed that tape to be entered. They allowed the tape anyway. So there's a lot of grounds. And with every motion made, as you all know, they cited hella case law. So it's now going to really be up to the appellate court to determine which case law they want to go with as to why Judge Harry should have either not allowed those tapes after all, or why they support Judge Harry allowing the tapes being submitted, even though Homeland Security said verbatim they have no idea which was the tape shown, thus and so. The very tape that was the main reason why Kells was acquitted to begin with, because of the moles moving all around Kells' back in different frames of the video. So, I don't know.
Another thing to watch too. that I think is going to be interesting
Yeah.
is how that appeal, if they do appeal the federal case, like the Supreme Court, we know sees so few cases
Hmm.
um, in a year, or in any given
Right.
period. I'm just curious to see if they choose to review the case because it is so high profile. Um, if they choose not to if they choose not to because it's so high
Right.
profile. And our Supreme Court right now, we know, is incredibly conservative.
Right.
So I'm just curious to see
Well,
how that.
if he gets an appeal, it may not go to the Supreme Court. So um, if he loses his appeal in either case, either New York or Illinois, then they would have the decision to make as to whether they wish to take it to the Supreme Court. And like you said, they only see X number of cases per year. And so it will be their discretion as to whether they're going to um, actually hear it or side with what the appellate court says overall. So first it
Mhm.
has to go to the appeals court, and then based on that ultimate decision, will determine whether the Supreme Court gets it or not.
So he does. Won't he have? Well, once he goes to the other two states, wouldn't he have federal cases in three states? Is that?
He has federal and he has a state in Illinois, a state case in Illinois, a federal case in Illinois, which he was just found guilty on those X number of
Hmm.
counts. And then he has the federal case in New York, which he was
Hmm.
found guilty on, as everyone knows. And then
Hmm.
he has the Minnesota case, which is a state case um, that is pending. We're waiting on that.
Mm.
So that's,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
So a lot of times, if there are more than one federal cases,
Mm,
then the Supreme Court will automatically be petitioned to review the case.
mm.
That was my thinking. So
Okay, so are you stating that as fact, or you're stating that as that's what you think?
no, that is fact. So
Okay,
usually
perfect.
it really is. Again, this is like up to interpretation, and
Sure.
it does depend on what Jennifer asks for
Hmm.
specifically.
Hmm.
But if there are more than one federal cases and they
Hmm.
are um I want to say disputed, not, but disputing
Hmm.
is not the. But if there are differences in that, then the federal court, or excuse me, the Supreme Court will
Wow.
review them. Here,
Okay, so
I can send some info here.
yeah. So thank you for that, Siobhan. So now let me say this. Um, for those of you who follow Sean Davy Way, I'm about to imitate him real quick. Uh-huh. We got an expert up here, Siobhan Wright. She is,
Oh
you are
no,
so,
no, no.
no. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Let me just go on and speak highly of you, girl.
Thank
I'm
you.
not saying you're technically an expert, but girl, you are spitting. You're about to provide something that substantiates your statements, and you are sharing some information that is new to me, and I haven't heard anywhere else as well. So I just want to take this moment to say, you heard it here first. Siobhan Wright is breaking it down. Okay, so you may find other people may try to reach out to you, Siobhan Wright. When they do, if they do, and you go up on their panel, be sure to shout me out just once or twice. All right.
Absolutely,
Yeah, but
absolutely.
yeah, drop that link right here in this private chat, and I'll pull it up so we can share it to the individuals that are here now. And that's interesting. So I didn't know that. That will be awesome. That will be awesome, especially if you know, this is the thing, and this is where race comes into it. And that is, if this were Epstein,
Hmm.
or if this were just Jezreel, just whatever name, girl's name, Maxwell, if this were her, and they had two federal and the state and the Supreme Court had went ahead and decided to look at it, why do I feel automatically that they would go ahead and decide, well, yeah, let's show grace and mercy? But if this should go to the Supreme Court based on the people that we have on the Supreme Court, um, I can't see them ruling in a manner that would be favorable to R. Kelly simply because he's a black man. But I feel like they would, just based on the makeup of the individuals on the Supreme Court, they wouldn't have any problem giving Ghislaine grace. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think that's really, really fascinating. And this is an opinion that I do have that is based on speculation, right? Is an argument that I think is really common in the discourse
Mm-hmm.
is, they are just going after him. They're throwing the book at him because he's a black man.
Mm-hmm.
This was something I was debating years ago in African American studies course, but
Mm-hmm.
uh, it seems so counterintuitive to me. Like, and that is absolutely true, right? Like, that's undisputed. We know that the American justice system is
Right.
disproportionately harsher to people of color, especially black
Absolutely.
people, right? We know that. But
Absolutely.
it seems counterintuitive, like, because they keep saying things like, we really want to take a stand and we really want to prove a point, and we want to support the social movement and protect our children.
Mm-hmm.
You would think that to make a stand, to prove a point, you would go after an Epstein,
Mm-hmm.
or somebody who has this very high amount of power, not fame, not money, but
Mm-hmm.
power.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like they're accomplishing that with R. Kelly. What do I know? But
Right.
I think he's just a celebrity, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not somebody who is determining Hollywood, an entire industry in our country. Um,
Well, they're being subjective when they define power,
mhm,
because they want to say he used his power to urinate on this 14-year-old. But they don't want to talk about the power that Jesseline exercised when when she had a whole damn system set up with the grooming and the pulling of the girls in. Where's Charlie Sheen? Where are his charges? You know.
mhm,
Um, so yeah, it is. It's definitely, the race is a strong influence in this. Um, and I don't know if you're on Google, Siobhan, or if you have the link, but if you put it in a private chat that you accessed for the Supreme Court
oh yeah,
information,
yeah,
yeah, put it in a private chat, and then I can go ahead and share that, because I'd like for our uh, the
absolutely.
people in the
My
chat.
my apologies. I
No,
I
no, no, that's
I
fine.
shared it in the YouTube chat, but let me
Oh,
share it
okay.
here.
Okay, yeah. Let me share that so I can. Let me see.
Stream.
He pissed on a 14-year-old girl and he recorded it. Okay, Christopher Cook. So, but what you trying to say though? That's what I'm asking you. What you trying to say? We know what was on the tape. We know, but let me ask you this: was it him? You don't want to talk about the. You don't want to. You sure you don't want to talk about the fact that there is major question as it relates to if that was in fact R. Kelly on the tape? Shoot, keep it cute or get the boot, Christopher Cook. The mods ain't playing with you. All right, let's see. Let's go in here. Shout out to Siobhan for presenting this information. Hold on. There we go. All right, let's see. Significance of, and do you know which, like, where, oh, right to appeal. Okay, so let me see if I can make this a little larger. There we go.
Let me see which one I just sent you.
This is significance of U.S.
Okay.
Circuit Courts of Appeal. Is this the one that's on the screen right now?
Yeah, 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 absolutely.
All right, perfect. How appellate courts are different from trial courts. Right to appeal. An appeal is available if, after a trial in the U.S. District Court, the losing side has issues with the trial. I'm trying to go where you showed which, uh, where does it say about two federal court cases under appeal?
Here, let me send you this one too.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let me see here. Y'all, thanks for pulling up. Appreciate all of y'all for doing so. Be sure to like, share, subscribe if you haven't already. Replay gang, you know what to do. Leave a comment. You don't want to hear from you. On the panel right now is Siobhan Wright. Our audience just got blessed today. Siobhan just pulled up, spitting some facts, and now she's dropping tea uh, with the links anyway, just keeping us more informed about this process. So we're taking a look at that. Let me see here. The losing party in a decision by a trial court in federal courts normally is entitled to appeal the decision to trying to read fast or court. Let's see. A lesbian who loses in federal courts of appeal, the highest court of state may file a petition. I cannot pronounce the name. Can you pronounce this name? Bird? Satoria? Anyway, can file this writ here, which is a document asking the Supreme Court to review the case. The Supreme Court.
Certiorari.
Certiorari. Thank you. Let's see. Criminal case. Any idea where that is about the other types of litigants not satisfied?
Alexa off. Sorry.
Standing federal courts. Anywhere? Do you know specifically on here where it is?
Oh yeah, it's right after writ of certiorari. It says the court typically will agree to hear a case only when it involves an unusually important legal principle, or when two or more federal appellate courts have interpreted a law differently.
Awesome. Okay, so or when two or more federal appellate courts have interpreted a law differently. So I don't know then if that will apply to R. Kelly's case because. And I mean, let's chop it up because if this is, the court will typically hear a case only when it involves an unusually important legal principle or when two or more federal appellate courts have interpreted a law differently. So the Illinois and the New York appeal that Jennifer Bongine is going to file for Illinois and is currently working on New York, there's going to have to be a mutual law that the appellate court is going to have two different decisions on it. Yeah.
The thing about a lot of states have similar appeals processes, appellate, appellate, I want to say like rankings, but essentially, the system that it goes through. I'm really familiar with Florida. I'm very slightly familiar, hardly at all, with Michigan. Minnesota.
Sure.
But the appellate process can get really convoluted. So I would have to spend some time looking into those before I could even know what to look for to understand. In my mind, I'm just picturing the steps of what would happen if that were to happen in Florida. But
right. Well, what I was thinking initially was when you made the comment that as long as Kells had two federal cases in an appeal status, that is when the Supreme Court could just come on through and make a decision, which is different. I was thinking a little bit differently. I interpreted what you said a little bit differently than what the article says, but that's still pretty critical because that could very well happen. The only thing is just knowing if Bongine is, her reason for there not to be a RICO in the state of New York and her reason for there not to be a RICO in the state of Illinois on the federal level, the decisions could be different on that. So that might be, and under those circumstances, that would fulfill what I have highlighted here on the screen, or when two or more federal appellate courts have interpreted a law differently. Because I don't know if the Illinois and the New York appeals is actually going to be heard within the same um, from this within the same court.
Yeah,
Uh, you know
and
what I
so
mean?
it's all after conviction,
Hmm.
essentially nothing happens automatically, right? After that, you're always asking, right? Your lawyer is always petitioning.
Hmm.
So there's no point in time when the Supreme Court is like, "Hey, we're going to make a decision about this," you know? It's always there has to be somebody petitioning for any higher court to take a look at it.
Right.
So it depends on what her defendant wants. It depends on what she, decides she wants to do.
Hmm.
Um,
Right.
that's going to determine how high it goes. Unless, of course, right, it goes to the first appellate court and they say you're right, that was absolutely terrible. That
Hmm.
well, not terrible. That goes against his constitutional rights, and we're going to overturn this, or kick it back down. So
Right. Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see. We're going to see. All of it is I mean, it's all worth watching. Especially now. You said that you said you're studying.
mhm.
Um, Now, what are you pursuing? Master's, doctorate? What are you moving after?
Yeah, so I am a graduate student. I'm getting
Okay.
my master's in forensic psychology.
Okay.
So
Psychology.
psychology within the legal system.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Awesome. And I'm a master's student studying diversity, equity, and social justice. And this is
Wonderful.
why this R. Kelly. I mean, I'm an R. Kelly fan anyway. I'm a stepper. You know what I'm saying? I love to step. Love me some Chicago. But Uh, and I thought that R. Kelly coming out the gate was guilty. I didn't even give it, I believe, mainstream media. Okay. Um, I didn't think that mainstream media was really able to hoodwink folks. I was believing them. And I mean, I wasn't gullible. There's a lot of stories that I looked at. I'm like, what? But when they brought Kells up and da da da, I'm like, yeah, he's guilty. He's guilty. I believe what these people are saying. Why would they lie? That was my thing.
Mhm.
But when I got a hold of the transcripts, had an opportunity to read these transcripts, learn about and see all of the tomfoolery going on, I was like, wait a minute. So, under those circumstances, this is what really made it more so, in my mind, a social justice issue. Because my thing is, if R. Kelly was as guilty as the government portended, then they didn't have to pull all these tricks. They didn't have to try to fool us and make us think that Lisa Van Allen was a minor when in fact her ass was 18 all the while. Okay, they didn't have to pull these tricks, and anybody, Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder, can see that they ran it this way because they wanted to somehow bring in that 2008 stuff. They wanted to bring in this 2008 case, hook or crook. That's what they wanted to do, and they did it. They did it.
Mhm.
They did it. So yeah, it's going to be. You definitely got to continue to watch it. So you definitely
I
got to.
will. I also I'm going to go back and take a look at what you were saying about his lawyer bringing that in. I think I have an understanding of what you're saying. Essentially, they
Mhm.
wanted some evidence to be included, and so they added her case on, even though they allegedly knew that um, she wouldn't qualify. That charge shouldn't be allowed to be added on.
Well, the way I understand it, so
Hmm.
really, what really happened is that Lisa Van Allen is the one who slept with. Uh, I'm just going to say allegedly on all this. R. Kelly and um, uh, Jane in this Illinois. Okay,
Hmm.
they gave Lisa Van Allen immunity, which permitted her to be able to come and testify. Well, you don't really have a case by trying to bring in this for an 18-year-old. You don't have a case. You can't make it RICO. There's nothing you can do. She's a grown ass adult. Now, by her being able to attest to the fact that she also slept with Jane, where's that video? Okay. and you
Mhm.
gave her immunity. So where's the video at? Still don't have that. Now they can say, oh, two minors, Lisa Van Allen and Jane. Jane testified that Bongine elicited it out of her that, Lisa Van Allen was calling her, and she changed her phone number because Van Allen wouldn't quit calling that ass. Okay. So um, they really didn't have a way to bring this in unless they brought in Van Allen, played her for a minor, allowed it to be a RICO because we got minors in here, a minor that they can give immunity to, and have this other minor who is Jane, and who I still Kels is still not guilty as far as I'm concerned because she denied it in '08. Her mama denied it in '08. The dad worked for Kels even after this scandal broke. She lived with Kels and his wife and testified that she had sex with Kels and Kels' wife in a threesome type scenario. So you're not going to, so there wasn't no clean hands nowhere. But they needed Lisa to bring this in with the immunity and then pull Jane into it. So
Just a question. So, what was Lisa getting immunity for?
for having sex with a minor, because her ass
Okay.
wasn't a minor when she did it.
Okay.
And she got, and I don't know what the immunity deal looks like, but
Mhm.
I bet you, and I hope that'll be in Pacer, because if it is, I'm going to pull that out of there. But if the immunity deal also states that for transporting child pornography and making, producing CP, because they're the ones that made copies of the tape, they're the ones that did everything that they're saying Kels is guilty of all this. Kels made a tape? Yes, he did. Allegedly. It was in a bag, allegedly. Admittedly, Lisa Van Allen stole this tape.
Mhm.
And it was when it got in her hands that she distributed it.
Mhm.
But now Kels is being, well, at least he was on trial, because I still got to match the counts that he was found guilty on and the counts in the indictment, match him up. But ultimately they were trying to say, well, you did this, you did interstate traffic with the tapes, you did this, you did that. So they did the harm. Everyone that had immunity are the ones that did the harm, but the result of the harm they did is what Kels ended up being accused of. Kels didn't make no tapes, period. He didn't make those tapes, he didn't distribute anything. So, and like I said, all of them got immunity, all of them, everybody. Why you need immunity? Why does the mom need immunity? Why does the come on? Anyway, well, I'm going to tell you, Siobhan. Let me take this down real quick so we can put your name up here. I thank you for getting up here, girl, and dropping uh, this very interesting perspective and piece that really hadn't been discussed, and I guess really wouldn't have been discussed until we actually had a verdict in which to speak on. Shout out to you, Lil Mac. Shout out to you. Thanks for pulling up. Keith, Kevin Sutherland. Thanks for pulling up. Let's see. Nisi Mo. Thank you for pulling up too. Oh, yeah. But yeah, some very interesting pieces about the Supreme Court and things of that nature. So we'll definitely need to stay on top of that. And I'm going to review these articles a little bit more in detail to, become more familiar with that. So thank you for pulling up, girl.
You're welcome. Another thing, you should probably be able to find like some YouTube videos of
Mhm.
each of those states, like
Right.
appellate process that
Right.
would be, um, kind of broken down in a way that's digestible to
Yes.
review when that time comes.
Yeah. Certainly. We'll certainly take a look into it. Um, yeah. Just this one last, I'm just going to pull this one last tweet on here. It's more of the same. That another clarification, Lausch means that the government will try to make sure R. Kelly's sentence from Chicago convictions is added on top of the 30 years. We figured that out already, Dave. Thanks. We did our research, boo. But thank you for that. All right, y'all. That's it. That's pretty much the podcast. I appreciate it. You guys. I don't know how to say I love you in the manner in which you guys are deserving, because I appreciate you guys pulling up. even when I haven't even been live for a minute or two. I knew I was going to wait until this verdict came down. They didn't get him on everything, so that's good. I don't know if I feel comfortable that Darrell is walking free. I am going to say, I guess I'm glad that, June Brown being a black man, I'm glad at least he's not guilty, but, you know, and the jury was consistent in that they didn't try to say Kells is guilty of something, but yet Darrell and them ain't guilty of the same thing. So there seemed like there was some fairness applied in that regard. But yeah, we just got to see. We got to see. There's a reason for all of this. There's a reason for all of this. And we just have to, hopefully it'll be made clear to us. And, people say karma's a thing. And shout out to you, Larry Hawkins, for being here and listening. Appreciate you every day. They say karma's a thing. And I'm not wishing bad on nobody. But I guess we're going to see if karma is really real. And let's see now what's going to happen with these girls. Are they going to try to write more books now? Is Drea going to go on more interviews crying and blowing her nose? Because, boy, yes, Nisimo, you have a question? The link is in the chat if you want to pull up and ask it. Because I ain't doing it, but listen, y'all, I'm taking my little braids down. Okay, I'm going to get my hair did tomorrow. So, I was like, Lord, if they, because I just scheduled my appointment earlier today, and I was like, what am I going to do if I'm in the shop getting my hair did and the verdict comes? What am I do? I guess I'll be going live from the shop. So, Manaloop, you know what? Kisses to you. Kisses to you. Thank you. Thank you for pulling up. Now, Nisimo, you said you had a question, boo. What is it, sweetheart? Did you want to pull up on the link and ask it? Or did you just want to type it in the chat? Let me know, because I definitely want to address your question if you have one. But yeah, so, what are we going to see now from these victim witnesses? And then who are the same, isn't there a duplication of some of the victim witnesses in this federal that are also in the state that's coming up? Nisi Mo, what's tea, baby? Thank you for pulling up. How you doing?
Just a moment, please.
Okay. Siobhan said, learn the laws and know who your community is, voting to make them. Everything is legal until it is deemed illegal, and we can control that. I second that emotion, Siobhan. You're absolutely correct. And that's key. And that's one of the things for those of you who are keeping up with these purge laws, because even though Illinois is going to be the very first state to initiate that, it's essentially what it is the no cash bond. And in Illinois, the crimes that can be committed are going to be significant in terms of what they won't, what the court will not have to make someone be held on for bond or whatnot. They can just immediately be released. And so under those circumstances, the judge is going to have discretion on who gets held or not. So we know that we've got to start looking at the judges that are running for election and re-election. We have to start looking at them to make sure that they're not just happy to slam a black person, happy to slam a minority. And I do like to separate, I like to say specifically black people, and then minorities. And then whoever is a minority, whatever their race is, if they want to state specifically their race, they can. And then they want to lump everybody else as a minority, that's fine. But it's no longer that people of color, because all of us who fall under the minority bracket, we all have our own unique challenges in this life, and it's not a cookie cutter solution to our issues. There's, what is a solution for black people is not going to be the same solution for someone who is Hispanic or someone who is Haitian or someone who is African. Our needs are different, our cultures are different, and they need to be recognized as such. So with that being said, with this this no more cash bail law, aka purge law, that's about to go into effect in Illinois, the judges will have discretion to decide who they can go ahead and lock up and demand a bond, or just lock them up and say no bond, period. Um, and under those circumstances, we need to know: do you want to always keep a black man locked down, but yet you'll let somebody else get away with the same damn crime? Nisimo, what's tea, baby? Nisimo, you there, sweetheart?
Hold on, sweetie. Hold on.
My name is a little low, babe. Can't hardly hear you. So,
Okay, now I
okay.
can hear.
Yeah, there you go. What's up, girl? Thanks for.
Okay, no,
Shoot. Uh oh. Oh, Lord. Um, so anyway, so yeah, judges are on the hot seat now. When it comes to elections, we need to know. And so elections are coming up in your area. Because I used to go and vote and be like, hell, I don't know this judge. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I was like, whatever. But now we got to Google these judges in advance. Soon as we have to Google them in advance and see what they are, and we can even look up court cases, and so we can get more details of how they ruled and what their mindset is, so that we know. But let's try Nisi one more again. What's
okay,
T, Nisi
I'm
Mo?
here now.
All right,
I'm here now.
we appreciate you all the time. What's up, girl? Thanks for showing up. What's up?
Yeah, please forgive me. I'm kind of emotional, but
Okay,
with
sweetie.
God, I'm gonna get through it.
Yes.
I wanted to know um, regarding the with June Brown and Darrell McDavid.
Yes.
Okay, the two counts that would have implemented them, those are the counts that they did not charge Rob for with. And I find that to be very ironic.
Hmm. How so?
And because I'm not understanding how I understand that everybody,
Oh, your mic went out, sweetheart. Your mic went out.
hold on.
Adjust it again. Yeah, baby.
Oh my God.
I can hear you now. We can hear you now, sweetheart.
Hold on, baby. My audio it keeps going in and out. Keep trying to
Yeah.
call me. I keep
Okay.
trying to tell them I can't talk right now.
Right. Right.
Um, but um, I know that I what I want to say is that I know we can't do everything. I prefer not to do everything on YouTube because
Mm,
some things that we do on YouTube is not it's not for everybody.
mm-hmm.
But going forward, a lot of things that we need to start doing has to be, off YouTube.
Mm,
Start doing private Zooms or what have you. But
mm,
it's it's some things that we as a people must start doing at this point right now and not waiting until the last minute and then we starting to try to scrounge and get everything
right.
done because we understand Banjin is doing her part, but
Right.
there are things that we must start doing as well
Mm-hmm.
because this is just not going to and the only reason why I want y'all to understand this. The only reason why those two counts uh that Rob wasn't charged with they didn't want to implicate the two. It really wasn't the two. It was really the one, if y'all understand. It was really Darrell McDavid.
No.
They did
Yes,
not.
honey. Yes, baby. Ooh. Yes, Nisi. And yes, counts 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And here's
Yes.
the thing. And in the indictment, it says count 5 kind of slides into count 6.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, this was not this art. This listen, Nisimo. Uh, if Darrell had not been charged with count 5, I wonder, would the jury have found Kells guilty of count 5? But there is some issue where I think the jury did not believe a lot of what, didn't really believe these victim witnesses based on,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And that's
And
a
the
problem.
judge pushed this. He kept pushing. He kept pushing for what he wanted.
Hmm.
and they had to come back with, and I hope and pray that somebody, that the Lord works on the heart and the mind of one of these jurors, and they come out and speak and tell their truth,
Hmm.
and not be ashamed of the truth, because God is going to protect them.
Right.
God will protect them,
Mm.
because at the end of the day, y'all, we are seeing, what we're seeing right before our very eyes is what I've been saying since day one, is a public lynching.
Yeah.
And if we sit back and find this to be okay,
Right.
and just sit back and act as though everything that has happened thus far,
Hmm.
I can only imagine when God allows me to close my eyes for the last time here on earth, what would happen to my grandchildren.
Right, girl. Right.
So that's why I fight as hard as I fight.
Hmm.
And not just because of that, but I fight because Robert don't deserve this.
No.
He don't deserve this.
No. And Nisi, I'm going to tell you, girl, and listen, I hear the tears in your voice, and I'm sorry that you um, are emotional about this to this extent. And I wish there was a way that the YouTube family could just comfort you and make you feel better. Um, and I'm just glad that Kels has Bongine, because what we have learned is that everyone around Robert Sylvester Kelly was nothing but a leech.
Yes,
A
yes,
leech. Even
yes,
his previous legal team.
exactly.
Okay. And
Mhm.
Bongine has been the first ray of hope. There's a reason for so much, and that's what I've been saying. What
And I
is
want everybody to understand, and don't leave him out. Please don't. Whatever y'all do, don't leave Mr. Cosby out. Mr.
oh,
Cosby
yeah.
is very integral to Robert right now. He's very inspirational. He's
Yeah.
he's that father that Robert needs right now.
Mm, amen to that. But I agree that work needs to be done, and um, something does need to be done. There needs to be some type of unity that happens where um, planning and things of that nature can occur. Now, you mentioned, YouTube and off, and the only thing is that, as you've probably seen, probably more in depth than I have, girl, listen, you get behind closed doors on some of these YouTube things, and boy, hell to pay happens. You don't find out about it till 6 to 12 months later. And
Exactly.
I ain't trying. I don't want no parts of that.
Well,
Which
what I'm saying, when I say, I mean, me personally, I prefer to look at a person in their face, in their eyes,
right,
when
right.
you're talking to me. That's
Mhm.
just how I've always done business. How my dad has taught me to do business. You don't do business blindfold. You
Right.
do business looking at that person in the eyes, and so the eyes of the behold. So
Yeah.
if I'm looking in your eyes, and you're making a commitment, and what we're doing when we're doing uh, the behind the scenes um, video called, and I know everybody has to. If you can't show your face, I'm sorry,
Right.
we
Right.
just not. It's at this point now. It's a trust issue.
Right.
Our trust have been broken
Right.
on every level,
Hmm.
because somewhere or another, the people that claim to love this
Support.
man
Right.
have proven and shown to us that's not so.
Hmm.
But I refuse to let the devil
Win.
win,
Absolutely.
and he's not gonna win.
Absolutely.
And if and I know a lot of people feel that what happened on January the 6th was the worst thing could have ever happened in this world.
Right.
Me personally, I have a different take on that,
Hmm.
because this is America belongs to the people. It don't belong to one person,
Right.
two people, or one party. It
One
belongs to the
belief.
people,
Right.
and we the people have a voice
Yep.
in this matter. And
Yes.
everything that has happened from New York to now, and we don't need to wait to no state. We don't need to wait to no appellate and none of that.
Right.
We got to get busy now.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree. And that's yeah, because waiting for an election is to me is not enough.
No,
There's too much that can happen now. And that's what I'm saying now. Even with the fact that they're going to try to pull up with the state court, the state issue in Illinois and try to come up with that trial.
well, see,
I
I
mean,
don't know if you saw it earlier.
mhm.
Um, Ann Donnelly is already trying to she's already trying to pull one, and as far as monies that she's
Yeah.
requesting.
Yep.
Uh,
That's it.
so no, what we're gonna do is, Jesus help me, Lord. We're gonna get busy. We've
Yeah.
got to get busy because the devil is a lie.
Hmm. Well, like I said, I agree with you. We need to do some things. Organizing does need to happen, and I think it would have been great if I just think you, and like you did say, YouTube's not the place because it's a no trust zone at this point. Um, you know, it, that's the problem. Now everyone's supposed to be supporting R. Kelly, but now we don't. We've no. There's no trust among the
No,
supporters in one respect.
no.
So now you don't know who. Like for somebody who wants to make sure they're totally not in no mess, don't start none, won't be none type of thing. I don't want to walk into a loaded situation because it's like I got too much stuff to do. Now if I had time to clap back and tit for tat with you, then you wouldn't like me.
Then we got that time, but I don't have that time because I don't
Absolutely.
have that time, not because of my me, trying to work or what have you. I don't have that time because my
No,
life doesn't surround around that. My
exactly,
life is more important than that, and
exactly.
Robert's life is more important than that.
Right.
I want everybody to understand every ounce of what you do. And I can honestly, I'm just going to speak it how I feel.
Yes.
What took place
Mm-hmm.
on that campus the other day did not help this man's case.
Mm.
It did not help his case at all. And the same crap happened in New York. I need somebody to make this make sense and tell me, how does that help him when you don't even know him like that? And he does not put himself in an uncompromising position. Like, he doesn't surround himself around mess. That's not who he is. But to bring this mess into the courts, where it's because when they put it in the Chicago Tribune, they put Robert's face.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Nisi, if you want to, and then like I said, you're up here, and if you want to go into detail about what you're referring to, for some of the people that may not know what you're referencing, you can feel free to if you want to. I mean, for
I'm
me,
talking about the slap, when Sylvia was slapped and had to go to jail. Well, no, Sylvia was supposedly had slapped somebody, and but did not do it, but Sylvia had to go to jail. And when Sylvia got out of jail, before Sylvia could get out of jail, it was plastered over the Chicago Tribune that R. Kelly supporter supposedly did this, that, and the other, when that did not happen.
right, right,
Dubowski cannot he's being charged with something that he did not do. He couldn't even he's still right now waiting for trial, or waiting to go to trial, or to find out what's going to happen to him. Don Russell out here just literally voicing and speaking up for Robert, found guilty.
girl. Now I got chills running.
But if we're not ready for the war to come, that's to come. Because I'm telling you, and I'm going to say this again, if you're not ready for it, then I don't know when you're going to get ready, because whether you want it to come or not, oh, it's coming to knock at your door, whether it's through Robert's case or whomever's. Oh, it's going to be a case coming to, as if you look like me, it's a case coming to your door.
Mm-hmm. It's a social justice issue. You're not kidding, and we need to be mindful not to conflate the like when that came out, when that was tweeted out, Nisi, I commented under Meisner's. I said, why can't we just keep the main thing the main thing? The main thing is supposed to be support for Robert Kelly. And not all this extra stuff. And this is, that's one of the main reasons why we have the issues now, where in a time like now, we can't bind together and group together to really mobilize legally.
Because it's so much, you got so much demonic confusion going on. And I say that from a good place. When you know who the enemy is, keep your ass away from the enemy. Just like your mama told you, don't go down the street, because if you go down there, it's going to be some trouble. You go down there anyway, what do you find yourself getting into? Trouble.
Here, what I'm going to do right here, let me play this quick clip of Robert Kelly. This is Authentic Kells right here. Let's check this out, y'all, real quick. Shout out to Justice for RK. Let's check this out.
Give them a piece, they'll find a way to get a piece of you, one way or the other. Now, I've been blackmailed a billion times in my career. Before the trial, during the trial, after the trial, I've been sued for stuff that ridiculous things, At one point in my life, I was an ATM machine, Yeah. People just come up and just push whatever, and if it don't come out, they'll go tell somebody this, or they'll go run and say this and run and say that. But I'm used to that. I'm you don't get used to it. Let me take that back. I'm not used to it, but I'm used to the fact that I know that people will do this. Sometimes even your own. When you're me, when you're R. Kelly, everybody want a piece of you, and if you don't give them a piece, they'll find a way to get a piece of you, one way or the other. Now,
and this is the clip where it's not in that clip in particular, but that's the interview where Torre asks R. Kelly, you like young girls, and Kel says, how young is too young, and people make that a joke and say, yeah, see, da-da-da, but again, here's a grown-ass man thinking that he knows, and a superstar, let's just get that straight, with people around him. And if he's thinking, okay, the law says this is the age of consent. And if Kel sees other men his age dating women who claim to be the age of consent, and they're not getting in trouble, why would Kel should not have to say, oh, I'm black, I got to double check, and let me call the AUSAs first to find out, are they going to try?
Who got to live like that?
What I'm saying, baby. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. He shouldn't have to. And again, when you talk about making some changes, that's that. That's what I said about the law needs to say, if this is the age of consent, then it's the age of consent. And I think Siobhan did make a statement where she said, or somebody did in the comments, they said that, those extra little loopholes are so that a 17-year-old girl and a 17-year-old boy, if they have sex, then they won't be charged with the crime. But it doesn't matter.
It's still a trap. It's a loophole. And I want my people to understand, don't use the freaking loophole on your own, because believe you me, the loopholes were set for us.
Right.
When they set this thing up where there is no statute of limitation, Chicago, New York, I'm in Texas. Hear me, people. Go after those people that you know that has molested and raped your great grandma. They own businesses. Go take them businesses. Start thinking like an owner and stop thinking like a slave. You're a boss. Your granny, your grandfather paved the way for you to be a boss, not a slave. We're still thinking like slaves. And Jesus paid the ultimate sacrifice. So there is no sin greater than the other.
Facts.
If you're going for one, no. You raised the issue earlier about Jalene Maxwell. Let's talk about it. Why in the hell the government of the United States of America tell the people that you can't bring that black book and talk about whose names are in that book? We want charges brought on everybody in that book. If we gonna bring some charges, put them on them.
Yep.
And we gonna see who's gonna be left. Why in the hell did all of these CEOs resign when Jalene Maxwell her trial started? Did anybody, Old Cole, R. Kelly, all of them, did they talk about why these people resigned? They resigned because their names was in that black book.
Let me ask you this, Nisi. Do you think that maybe that they should, for the state trial that Kels has pending, do you think that there should be some demand that they try Lisa Van Allen or remove?
No, I think at this point, we don't want no more trials. We don't want no more nothing. We want this to be over because we have traveled from New York, and I went to New York, but I didn't go to Chicago. God wouldn't allow me to get there, but I could have gone, but it didn't go. But my thing is, we traveled. We saw lies after lies. All we gonna see is some more lies. What we gonna do? We going to form a union, a perfect union, and we're going to demand no more trials.
Right. And I'm with that. But in the event, we don't get that.
Oh, we gonna get it. It's not we gonna get it.
Okay.
We're not leaving until we get it.
All right, baby. Okay.
And I need people willing and ready to fight. And we cannot go there. We can't go there playing games. We can't go there. Oh, she was looking at my girl, or he was sleeping with. I don't want to hear none of that.
Right.
We're not going there for that.
Right.
We're going for business.
Right. You're right. You're right.
I don't want to hear nothing about no Lisa Van Allen. I don't want to hear nothing about no Sparkle. I don't want to hear nothing about no Jane. I don't hear nothing about no John. All I want to know is that everything that's coming up against this man has been dropped. And if Jennifer happens to hear this video, Jennifer, whatever way you think we need to go about doing it, you please let us know so that we're not stepping on your toes in any way. But we are tired and sick and tired.
Yes.
And he will not die. He will not die. He will not harm himself.
In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name, we're praying that, Lord.
He's a victory. He's a victor because he has won the victory. And sometimes you get to the point where you don't want to pray. He ain't got to because he got us praying.
Come on. Come on.
You may be tired and you just want to lay down, but you ain't giving up. If he can sit in that goddamn jail, we can get out on these streets and demand respect. I want these people, everybody that's over here fighting for Robert, and I'm serious as serious can be. Stop talking about Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish look just like me and you. Teray look just like me and you. Snoop look just like me and you. Yes, they got some flaws. They said some things, but they still look like me and you. At the end of the day, they want us to turn on each other. And it's not gonna happen. Because we see the enemy. Joan Brown, if you hear me, sweetie, the only thing that saved you is because you somehow connected to Daryl McDavid.
Had the same charges as Durant.
Exactly. Because other than that, sweetie,
yep.
You'd have been locked up today.
Yeah. This is true. This is true. This is very true. I believe that. I believe that. And it also is, makes you wonder when the jury was asking questions about and or videotape 2, 3 and or 4, where is that what they were seeking to find out?
That's what they were seeking.
Mm-hmm. How could they convict the black man in this case and still exonerate the white man in it? That's why they wanted to chop it up and break it down. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't take a rocket science to notice that black men, black women, black youth are under attack.
And let me say this, and I want to make this clear. Please, y'all don't think I'm just pro-black, because that's so far. I can't even say that with where I live. So I darn sure can't say that. But I'm going to tell y'all this here. We do the most damage to our own selves. They don't have to do anything but throw it out there and we bite it. But as of today, it's over. I have white friends. I have Mexican friends. I have Asian friends that's ready to fight. They heard me on that live, and I didn't know they heard me, but they heard me on One Papoose live. I didn't realize I was hollering and screaming after the verdict, but they heard me. They're ready to fight with me because they understand the wrong in all of this. If Robert was wrong, I would call him wrong in whatever he was doing. If it was wrong, it was wrong. But no, in this case, no. Even with Mr. Harvey Weinstein, I know a lot of people don't want to hear it. I'm telling y'all, I saw that man's case. No. He was not wrong throughout what they convicted that man of. them women went where they wanted to go. Women are not always right.
Thank you. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely correct. Let me interrupt you real quick, Nisimo. Daryl Harris, about time what, sir? Because this is R. Kelly support over here, boo. So you have to either clarify or let one of the mods show you how we do it around here. Okay? So about time what? Please clarify yourself. No, you're right. And again, those are the issues, Nisimo, that have to be addressed. And those are the issues that aren't being addressed because they brought Kels up, but where was the responsibility? Where's the accountability for the rest? Why is, the parents should have been brought involved. Like it or love it, the parents should have had their ass on the stand too.
Yes, okay? Because you should know where your own child is at.
Yes, you should. Yes, you should. Damn sure should.
That ain't I'm not supposed to be running around here looking for your child. And you didn't put anything at that time. We did have milk cartons. So why wasn't your child on a milk carton?
Right. Well, when you found out, when the settlements came in, y'all just took y'all cut as the parents and bought a new car and said, yeah, baby, we can see shit. See, can you run up on another celebrity? Sure. I ain't know you had it like that. You know what I'm saying? What the parents, you didn't keep the settlements a secret from the parents. So what's up?
And when did the government start handing out Section 8?
Thank you.
Are we handing out Section 8 passes?
Come on.
And this is something I'm going to bring up to Ted Cruz. I want to know. Mm-hmm. So are we handing out Section 8 passes?
Clearly we are.
Angel Cruz, why wasn't you on this? Why wasn't you handling your own case? Why your name wasn't brought up in there? Why they didn't let the jurors know why you wasn't on that case?
Right. Exactly.
You're corrupt. Y'all been corrupt. And no, this is gonna be civil now, because at this point now, we're not gonna lie down and sleep and act like y'all are just, oh, it's okay. It's not okay.
And just as a disclaimer, Nisi, and I know this is not really necessary with you, but I'm just going to say it anyway, in light of the way Dubowski's situation was handled, the views and opinions expressed in the show are just that, views and opinions of the individuals on the panel, respectively. So no one is
it's the community. We have questions. Right. The only thing we're asking for is answers.
Right. And we're not advocating for violence or anything of that nature. Make sure we're making that clear. But this is a discussion about society and the impact on race and Black men in particular with the legal system. And so, yeah, we're chopping it up. R&B superstar Robert Sylvester Kelly found guilty on what we deem as trumped up ass charges. And a lot of the law was bent and manipulated in order for the government to get a win. This is problematic, and this level of manipulation appears where it's only applied when it comes to Black men. And something else you said, Nisi, it's not just believe all women because that's what they said. It's not that. Women need to be held accountable. They have to be held accountable for their actions. And I've said maybe 3-4 months ago, if you feel that you're a victim of any level of assault, sexual in particular, a law should be in place where you got 12 hours to report it. You better tell some damn body or sit your ass at home. And if you file a civil suit, then there should not be the opportunity to come back later and include that civil information.
It ain't criminal.
Right. If you went civil, then it's not criminal. So yeah, those type of delineations need to be made, and they need to be part of the language of the law, because again, they're only applying these loopholes for the Black men, for the Black individuals. We are suffering the brunt of this. And, the loopholes are not for us. The loopholes are so that the preferred individual can avoid being tried. So it's just too much in the neighborhood.
Yeah, and Jim Derogatis, and who laid that law down that he didn't need to come up? Come on, y'all.
Well, and the thing about it too, and the thing about that is, and I tried to share this on another channel. In a federal law, for the state of Illinois, it is not recognized that you're a press person or you work for the media. You are required to come through and answer the questions. But the lawyer that Derogatis had, if I recall correctly, was also a Trump attorney at some phase during Trump's administration. And why Judge Harry didn't require, and maybe Bongine will be able to bring this up on some form of appeal. But why Judge Harry didn't require that Derogatis get his ass.
Was he a Trump? Let me ask you this here, because see, a lot of people get this thing confused. Let me tell y'all something about this here thing when it comes to the Trump and the they talked about this last night. Mm-hmm. See, where these people gonna get me, they got me confused is when they get to talking about the Trump and Democratic, like as though Trump is in a class all by himself. No, the Democratic Party is doing more harm to us than they doing good to us.
Well, let me clarify. When I brought up Trump, because you're right, that's a whole episode in and of itself. But when I said that this attorney, the Seth person, and I believe that individual did some work on behalf of Trump, I'm speaking specifically to the work that he did on Trump's behalf. It was another circumvention of having Trump be held accountable, because what Trump was trying to get away with, that Seth was serving him on, they wouldn't have let a Black Obama get away with that. And if this were a Black press person other than DeGratis, would they have mandated that the Black person go in? So I only bring up the Trump aspect.
No, and I'm asking, and it's just funny you're saying that. Mm-hmm. My question is, if that's the case, I'm using a if. Sure. If that's the case,
yeah.
Obama saw this case. He was looking at this case. He can't make me believe he wasn't. So if you felt that attorney was doing something that was against your own brother, because he's still your brother, mm-hmm. Why didn't you raise a red flag, or why didn't you stand up for Robert at that point?
Well, I mean, that's a good question that really only he could answer. But my main thing with that was not to try to throw a political twist in it to that extent. I just wanted to,
I know you're not, but I'm just asking the question, and I want to know, because I know that we got some Trump supporters and we got some Democratic supporters, but mm-hmm. Trump has made it perfectly clear he's not a Republican nor a Democratic.
Right.
But I want to know, if you are a Democratic party, politician, or what have you, mm-hmm. and you saw that this person was doing something ill-gotten to someone, especially Robert. Why I say especially Robert? When you doing something to someone that has a deficiency, can't mm-hmm. read, mm-hmm. why wouldn't you stand up for him? Why wouldn't you interject? And I'm asking not just this question to just that, for regarding that. I'm asking this question in regards, you got in Chicago, you got all types of mega churches out there.
Mm-hmm.
When Robert was on his that game, when you needed something, he was right there. When you needed him to give a donation, a big donation, he was right there. When were you going to take a stand for him? But don't sit here and tell me God got it. I know God got it. But God says faith without works is dead.
Come on with it.
But you can have ministries in your church pertaining to the LGBT community. Not to bash the LGBT community, and I hope y'all don't think I am, because I got a daughter that's that way. But I'm praying against the demonic spirit of the baby. The devil is a lie.
I'll put it like this. I hear what you're saying about the church. And the church wants to pick and choose. I know that when Kells first came out, he had your boy, what's my man's name, because he can sing, Morton, Bishop Paul Morton Sr. was supporting Kells initially. But, during the 2008 scenario going on. But by this time...
And don't forget, Pastor, what's his name? I think but from my understanding, he was supporting him or trying to support or take him down. One of the two, Pastor Meeks there in Chicago.
Right. Exactly. And it just became to the point where it was more like, I don't know. I can't speak for them, but I know at one time R. Kelly did have their support, and maybe because it benefited them. I want to address specifically what you said about the LGBTQ in churches. The church, and this is what is the problem. And this is why this is problematic, because churches, in my opinion, will grab onto the thing that is popular. It's the in thing. And they'll act like, oh, we support it and we forgive it and we this or whatever their opinion is. They'll embrace it because it's the in thing. It's the popular thing to do. But do the people of the LGBT community, do they feel embraced? The picture that you're painting as a church, do the LGBTQ community, are they even feeling you on that church? So, my thing with that is that you're using it to make yourself look popular because it's a hot topic. You can't say anything negative about the LGBTQ community and not expect for somebody to come for you. So it's one thing to refrain from speaking how you really feel about it, and then it's another thing to stand behind how you really feel. And so there, to me, and I'm just kind of upholding or trying to lay some foundation, if you will, behind your comment. Just because the church says, oh, yes, we LGBTQ. Are you really? Or are you secretly at home judging them? Are you judging that demographic of individuals? Do you really support it? Do they feel like you support it? I don't think so. That's why.
Well, I'm going to say this here. I don't support anything against the word of God. Mm-hmm. But what I will say, as God said in his word, judge ye not that ye may not be judged. But I'm going to say this here. If God says it's a sin against God. And so therefore, I'm not going to be the one to say yay or nay. But what I am going to do is pray. I'm not going to embrace my own sin. I'm walking in shame in my own sin.
Right. And that's my point on there is the, and a lot of people, and I'm back on this LGBTQ tip real quick, because that is the one thing that is, again, problematic, because the first thing, and I'm not saying that this is what you're doing, Nisi, but you open the door, so I'm just kind of walking through it.
Yeah.
to you specifically, but just in general. The first thing people want to do is say, "Oh, you LGBTQ, you out of here, you going to hell, you going to hell." And when you look at the Bible, that's not the only demographic that's on their way to hell. So a lot of people, the Bible says, drunkards, murderers, and I ain't got my Bible open right now to go through the whole list. So,
but it says also, a liar cannot tarry in my eyesight.
and liars too, liars, whoremongers. Hold on, it's a group of people that's on their way to hell according to the Bible. So, and so instead of, and this is my position, this is my own personal opinion. I'm not going to try to call out nobody else's sin. Not saying that you're doing that, Nisi, at all. I'm not going to try to call out nobody else's sin, because if I don't stay on top of me, then my own sin is going to have me going to hell. And so what I'm getting at is,
we all sin daily.
We are all sinning.
Of us sin daily.
Absolutely. And then if you want to take it a step further, listen. You say, well, see, you LGBTQ, you're going to hell. Hey, listen, you know what? Ask God about it.
I don't know where you're going.
No, I'm not saying you. I'm saying
no. I'm just speaking in general. I'm just saying I don't know where you're going. Right. Only thing I know is where I'm trying to go.
Not go.
And I'm trying, before I can get anybody else right, I got to get me right, and that's a lifetime of work.
Come on with it. And if it's and I'm really swinging that all the way back to this thing about the church, because and so we wonder, like, why did it was popular to support R. Kelly during that 2008, because he had that I Believe I Can Fly was going on, and he had the Space Jam, and he had all that video, and Michael Jordan. It was popular to be attached to Kells and maybe throw a little, a biblical message by, yes, and the Lord said. But when we talk about the church, even the church doesn't deserve the building now, doesn't deserve just straight allegiance. Because
and that's the truth, because God showed us that during COVID. He didn't just shut parts of the country down. He shut everything down, including the church. And if the truth be told, I think everything else may be coming back, but the church still have yet to come back.
Yeah. And so that's my biggest point on it. So when we talk about, the church, they got an LGBTQ ministry. Do the people in that LGBTQ ministry still feel embraced, though? Real talk. Because if they don't, then what's the point in doing it? It just looks good on the paper. It looks good on the website. But is it real? Do you care about LGBT? Would you be friends with someone who's LGBTQ? Can you be friends with someone who's LGBTQ and not judge them because you're too busy trying to make sure that your ass, not you, baby, not you, but that make sure that your ass ain't going to hell? And like I said, the things I can't understand, it may not be something I would do, but guess what? I'm not going to judge the next person. And if it's that befuddling to me, hey, Lord, you figure it out. And when it comes to LGBTQ and all of that ain't new. It didn't just happen in the New Testament. It didn't just happen in 1999. That has been around. So the Lord is in control. And for whatever reason that he's got, then okay, Lord, that's on you. I ain't going to judge it. I need to make sure I'm not committing adultery. I need to make sure I'm not out here being a drunkard. I got so much work I need to do on myself. I can't judge nobody. I refuse to judge anyone. I got my own problem.
I got too much time to take care of me, and that ain't enough time in the day to deal with that. Because at the end of the day, and I mean, we just can't stay right there. Even on the LGBTQ, we got to look at this situation now that you want to put stack this sin on this man. You want to just stack this sin on this man. Whether he did it or not, we're going to just stack the deck on you. Where they do that at?
Yeah. Now, lady in the streets, your comment says, "Look, someone wants attention with the finger pointing up." Who you talking about, baby? Clarify for us, because my first time seeing you here. So welcome to the channel. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. But who you talking about, sweetheart? Be clear, so I know. Because at this point, I'm not sure who you mean, sweet love. Who's looking for attention? Who wants some attention? What you talking about? Let me know. Yeah, but it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It is an emotional thing, and what I'm happy
It's
for.
very emotional. It is just
Yeah.
it's this is ridiculous. It's so far, I mean, so far fetched where I just can't believe that I would be in this era of living to see this during my time. That, these people are doing this in our face, like, bam, deal with it.
Oh
We
yes,
got
indeed,
you going.
indeed, indeed. Now you're right. You're right. Now wait, hold on, Nisimo. Okay, thanks for clarifying, lady in the streets. Thank you, girl. Appreciate you. Because we had a couple folks come through here and we wasn't sure about some things. You said he's talking about firing Bonjean when she's the best of the best. She's talking about Corey Simmons. Yeah, Corey. Corey got high standards, and and shout out to you, Corey Simmons, because I hadn't had an opportunity to say hello to you since you showed up. Shout out to you too, So Mahogany and Sweet Lady. Yeah, Corey, I don't know. I mean, I looked at Bonjean's cross of Darrell. There didn't seem to be much, but unless I'm just going to say this because I'm certainly not an attorney, and Bonjean does have a track record of success. And it hasn't been quick success. We are talking about federal RICO charges, and that is, that comes with its own weight of own, set of extras that have to be dealt with. So I wouldn't be so quick to fire Bonjean, because by the mere fact that they didn't just slam dunk a conviction on Kells, that the jury actually went in there. Now maybe that's like I do agree with Nisi. Maybe it's because Darrell was in 5 and Brown was in 5 and 6. Maybe that's what helped save Kells. All right. But I don't know. I would go that far in firing Bonjean.
No, Bonjean is not going anywhere. Bonjean is not going anywhere. Bonjean she's been, a lot of people don't know and I'm not going to go into details on that, but Bonjean been around a minute to know, and she's been in this situation. Bonjean been fighting.
Yes.
Y'all got to know what stop running. We got to stop running.
Bonjean is the one I think that helped to unseal or undo any level of credibility that Nia and Tanya and Ronnie and Ricky and Bobby and Mike thought they was going to have on the stand. Bonjean was able to pull out of them the hood rat of these girls.
Yeah, because they wouldn't expect for her to get on their level.
Girl, when even with Darrell talking about some more money, more problems. I didn't create that phrase. She goes, look, I'm from Brooklyn. I know what it means. You wasn't gonna get nothing over on Bonjean. And Bonjean told one of the girls, she said, oh, I like to see the real you. It's cute, real cute. Bonjean did something to them folks, but she definitely helped to undo any type of credibility. She unseated them girls so bad that it made them act like they was in the hood. Hell yeah, I was drinking. Shit, okay, if it wasn't hypnotic, it was something. I was still drinking. Yeah, you're not sounding like no victim to me. You don't sound like a victim. You sound like you're revengeful at this point to me.
Exactly. You mad. And then on top of that, why were you still sending Rob money? Why were you sending money to him in the prison?
Who was doing that?
Jane.
Did that come out in the trial? Because I sure missed that.
I don't know if it did, but I know she was sending him money.
Mm-hmm. And how do you know this? How can we verify that's okay? All right, okay. So all right, okay. Personal purview. Okay.
Now, if you go back and listen to what's her name, Tasha K, that had his records that knew what was getting. He was
Nisi Mo in the house. Okay, isn't that something? Well, you know what? The bottom line is, look, this fight ain't over.
It ain't over till God says it's over.
Thank you very much. And that's what it is. So I listen. Let me read what Aaron's talking about. So what I'm understanding is, since we all sin, we can't pass judgment. Kelly can't film himself having sex with children and should not be guilty because we can't judge him due to our own sin. That ain't nobody said that, Aaron. And you know the link is in the chat. Come on up here and let's talk about it for real. Because what? There ain't nobody said that, Aaron.
Who said that? Who
Aaron,
said
wait.
that?
Well, hold on, Nisi. Aaron, the link is in the chat. Please come up here and talk about it. Because you know ain't nobody said that, boo. And
Don't go run and tell that lie.
I think I would much rather have you speak what you mean as opposed to me, you leaving it to my interpretation of what your comment means. You want to jump on the chat, Aaron? Go ahead and say yes or no. Jump on the chat. We got time today, boo. I'm just sitting here taking these braids out my hair. Come on, pull on up here, because nobody's saying that. Even the Bible says for us not to judge. The whole point about not judging people is because none of us are perfect. But the Lord also set up a system of judgment. He set up a system for right here on earth. What was it? Moses was a judge. So it's a matter of making sure that there is justice. And judge, if you will, is more in terms of determining who is right and who is wrong in the situation. So nobody's saying, hey, R. Kelly, go on here and film and do whatever the hell you want to, and then we ain't gonna judge you, because no. And if you want to know the truth about it, if the girl would have said in 2008 that she was 14 and Kels had sex with her and urinated on her and did all these things as a grown-ass adult, and there was proof positive that that's what happened, and that's against the law, then yeah, Kels is not above the law. But by the same
token, none of us are above the law. But if you're going to make sure that the law goes out properly and that just it needs to be applied to everybody.
Thank you. And that's what
not allow people to get out of jail.
Thank you. And wait, and
try to prosecute somebody else.
Thank you.
And after you done taken $1.6 million from some, y'all don't get me started.
And hit the link, Aaron, because the other thing is, if the government was really trying to seek justice, okay, because Kels, quote unquote, allegedly urinated on somebody, okay, then a whole lot of people should have had immunity. And the parents should have been up in the orange jumpsuit as well. Because if the daughter was 14, they knew about it. So don't come through with that one, Aaron. Now the link is in the chat. You're welcome to pull up and speak what you're saying, especially if I'm misunderstanding you. But you wrote.
And how do we know well if it was Robert even in the tape? You can't even see who. Don't come in. Don't because I know for a fact it wasn't him. And
if you think, oh, I'm gonna come over here and get them rowdy, we already rowdy, baby. We already rowdy. Okay, so you ain't doing nothing, but making yourself at this point look a little ignorant. Okay, nobody said that. So what I'm understanding, since we all sin, we can't pass judgment. Where you read that at? Kelly can film himself having sex with children and should not be guilty.
And no, what child? What child?
I'll tell you what can happen, Aaron, is whoever stole the tape of him of that incident, if that alleged incident, okay, that person should have their ass in trial.
In jail.
Okay? Because there's a law against what they did. And what about it? Stop it.
And we have our suspicions, a great deal of suspicions of who did what and how it was done and who played what part.
And Aaron, since you know so much, Aaron, I don't even know if you're still in the chat, but let me ask you this question. What kind of sex tape do you know where the people on the tapes are, ooh, your 14-year-old ass, ooh, that show is exciting, ooh, look at your 14-year-old back, ah, ooh, ain't that, ooh, yes. Who's doing that, Aaron?
Nobody.
one version of a video where there is no audio and another version of the video where there is audio. You have one version of the video where the mole is on the left and fast forward just a couple seconds, the mole is on the right, and fast forward a couple more seconds. Ain't no mole. Stop it, Aaron. Stop it, baby. You think we just woke up today, my bruh? No. Ain't nobody on here. We want justice. If Kels is guilty, then hell, let him do his time. But don't manipulate
But that's not the time that he needs to be getting, because at the end of the day, if that's the time, if he did whatever they claiming that he did, he should be coming home next week.
Come on. And the only reason why he ain't is because they made it RICO. And you saw the prosecutor in the clip I just ran, where he says, we're going to do every damn thing we can possibly do to get that ass as much years as he can possibly get. You didn't want justice. And that's why I was saying to you, Nisi, if, and I know you said ain't going to be, but if for whatever reason, because the plan is to have a state trial in Illinois, if that should occur as planned, then there should be some demand that Lisa Van Allen and the other girls who have admitted in this case that they slept with a minor, okay, then their asses need to amend this.
Well, I'm going to tell you what this is going to be. Since you saying that, sweetie, listen at me clearly. Remember, we said if the government don't get you one way, they're going to get you another way. Mm-hmm. Remember we said that?
Yeah, you said it, yeah.
Okay, hear me, baby. Just because they gave you immunity with the federal deal,
there you go, baby.
They ain't giving you no immunity on the state deal. So how about you getting ready to get some clink?
Well, let's hope that happens. I mean,
No, I'm telling you, it ain't no hope to it. If I'm telling you how these people work, that's how they work. They are very calculating.
Now, hold on, because we got Aaron. Aaron's still in the chat. Aaron said, saying that to a 14-year-old girl while doing sexual acts. Aaron, like, here's what I'm
ain't trying to come up on the stand and talk.
Nisi girl, that's just what getting ready to say it. Aaron, if you're not going to come up on the stage and have this conversation, so it's a free flowing dialogue, then y'all just go ahead and time Aaron. I'll let Aaron get the rest of the show from Club 300. Okay, are you subscribed, Aaron? Because you're taking up a lot of time. Hit the subscription button, baby. Hit that bell, okay? And hit the like button, okay? And you can enjoy the show from Club 300, okay? Because if you don't want to come up on, you're saying some very provocative things, and you don't want to come up on the panel and discuss it in any level of detail, so we can make sure that we're understanding you. You just want to incite some stuff, then do it out of Club 300, okay? Because I ain't trying to hear it. It's not where we at right now. So, back to you. Yeah, Nisi, here's what I'm going to say. I'm hoping that will come to fruition. And I will also say it wouldn't shock me. Maybe she'll be shocked, okay? Maybe all of them will be shocked. Because as far as I'm concerned, maybe Jane's mama and them need to come up in the state trial as well.
Exactly.
Come on,
and I'm telling you, what God loves, this is how calculating these people are. When I say these people, you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Where we are sitting here thinking, oh, I'm going to go get R. Kelly. I'm going to just get R. Kelly. I'm going to take R. Kelly down. Okay. They made sure they took R. Kelly down on the federal side. Let you take R. Kelly down on the federal side. And they going to take you down on the state side.
But I thought, because there was some perjury going on, so hopefully we can get some of that, Tracy. Because you claim in your own lawsuit, you said you were 17, but yet still you come through talking about something. I was 16. I said I was a minor.
I'm telling you, baby, what God loves. Y'all better hope and pray that this is not what it is, because this has changed my whole way of thinking now. That I'm thinking, because I believe in my heart that's how they gonna get every last one of them, including Drea.
Oh, they definitely need to come through with her, for real.
Because federal is federal, state is state. And me personally, I think I'd rather go, if I had to do some time, I'd rather do it on the federal side than the state side. But they gonna take you down on the state side, because what you're not gonna get is that same immunity moving on over to the state side. That ain't gonna happen.
Well, I'm going to say this to you that let's hope it don't. Let's hope it don't. And the first sign it looks like that's what they're going to do, then that's when we do need to be. Something needs to happen. Now, what needs to happen, I don't know, and that's what's the problem.
But that's what I'm saying. My thing is, it won't be to take R. Kelly. It's to get to capture them.
Absolutely. No. I agree with that. It's just if the state government decides to move forward without holding them accountable.
And see, we won't know that until the end, and that ain't what we're gonna wait till no end. We're not waiting till the end.
Yeah. Now, how to pursue that legally? I don't know. That I don't know, and I'd like to know how we can legally ensure that if y'all going to move forward in this in this state case for Illinois against R. Kelly, that he have some co-defendants there as well. Okay, Drea and Lisa Van Allen
And Sparkles.
And, hell to the and Keith Morrell and your boy Chuck Freeman, all of them.
Mm-hmm. Even these John Does.
All of them
that lied.
All of them.
Even these so-called friends that took immunity deals.
Mm-hmm. All of them. Every single last one. Well, Niecy, girl, I'm going to go ahead and wrap us up right now. You know what? I enjoyed you pulling up here on this panel today.
Always, sweetie. Thank you for getting me out of that place I was in, because I was in a place I wasn't ready to. I just had to.
Yes, honey. And I'm glad you brought some energy, and you like, okay, y'all, this shit ain't over. It's far from over. So thanks for bringing that level of energy to the panel today, because we need that too. We can't be satisfied with this little nickel and dime victory.
No,
but we can be encouraged, because Bongine is still on the case, and we just gonna keep our heads up. I also want to thank what's my girl's name? She came up here. My goodness, y'all, what was her name? Lord have mercy. I'm scrolling through the comments right now to find her name again, because she brought up some good stuff that we need to be taking a look at.
Yes, and she did say some good things.
Yes, she did. Wait a minute. Scrolling up. Wait a minute. Let me see. Maybe she's Siobhan Wright. Definitely want to thank Siobhan Wright for pulling up and illuminating the Supreme Court situation, the federal court situation. Yeah. And to all the trolls, thanks for pulling in, because you coming through trolling.
You just make us greater. Make us greater.
Yes, it does. Niecy, you're welcome here anytime, my girl. You
always,
hear me?
Sweetie. Always, sweetie. Right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, sweetheart. So, y'all, that's it. That is the podcast. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. Replay Gang, leave a comment. You know what? I want to hear from you. You know I do. And until next time, y'all, we will see ya when we see you. Welcome to the Only Male Cruise Show, the podcast. I am the only Male Cruise. Be sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe, replay gang, leave a comment. You know I want to hear from you. Copyright disclaimer regarding fair use is in full effect. The views and opinions expressed in this show, you guessed it, they're all mine. Let's go to work.